All right, everybody, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we are here at a special event here for us anyway. We're kicking off something here new on the Couch Potato Sports Show as we get set for an NFL season that is about ready to start. In fact, it starts Thursday for Thursday night football. It's going to be a big thing for the kickoff of the 2025 NFL season. And we're also going to be at this location. We are at Barrow's Brewery Company right here, or Barrio Brewing Company here in at the Mesa Gateway Airport. And behind me, you might see some planes going by and stuff like that. You'll see the tail of of one over here. So you get kind of a look about where I am at. And we're going to be doing this on Monday night. Monday Night Football, we're going to be doing this before the game. We'll probably kick it off at around. We're still looking at this time, 4 or 5 o'clock, at least local time here. That'd be 7 o'clock in the Central Standard Time. And 8 o'clock over on the Eastern Standard Time. But that being said, of course, that's the name of this show. Make sure you catch us out here, all the time. Every Sunday. We're going to be doing it each and every week. We'll be doing that on our regular place. But that being said, we got him in. He is here. Let's bring on the Podfather. And boy, oh boy, he used to be this guy. That's what he claims anyway. He used to be this guy. Now he might be something different. And he's doing all kinds of stuff, whether it's movie reviews or how about what you're doing now? Talk a little bit about what you are doing now, Podfather. Good morning. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. It's been a week. It has been that. In fact, we'll get in that here in a little bit.
I heard.
But I have no problem talking about it, so it's cool. No, but we call it on Wednesday nights or around I want to say 7 or 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I got to double check on that. I have my own pick'em show that I'm doing, kind of to help grow my own brand, if I may. As people who know me know, I have my own YouTube channel, the Podfather channel, where I review a lot of movies, do little shorts like that with AI voices and stuff like that. But along that way, I've got like some wrestling shows that I would go to do my own play-by-play with. Just one right now. I had another one lined up in October, but we'll get to that later. But what do you call it? I started to do my own show called the Podfather Pigskin Picks, and that'll be debuting this Wednesday, and it'll cover from Thursday to Monday games, because obviously when we do this show, Thursday night's already happened. So, we never really got a chance to really talk about that because it already happened. So we might touch on say, hey, did y'all watch the Thursday game? That's what happened. Boom. But I'll actually kind of go into, and I'm not doing like long, reviews of teams and everything else. These are basically just picks, right? It's like 15 minutes. I'll do a brief, hey, the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons. They're going to be, they don't have that guy on defense anymore. We're going against Philadelphia. They've retrenched a lot of stuff and they're ready to roll. Here's my pick. It's kind of like that. It's unlike this show where we can go 30 minutes talking about the Bucks for no particular reason. So,
Well, that's just what we do. I mean,
that's what we do, and which makes this show different from what my show will be, because that show is just me. I mean, this show is you and Cuervo and all the misfits, which I'm a misfit. But
no. You're aren't you the head of the misfits now?
Well, I think I may have lost that card after this week. So I'm now what do you call it? Prison number 7572452.
Things happen, I see.
Which, by the way, I have a trick that I use to remember these numbers. The first 3 numbers, I'm obviously going to remember because I have to put those in the phone when I'm calling people. But the last 4 numbers, I use former Dallas Cowboys to help me with that. So I got Everson Walls and Robert Shaw, 24. So that really helped me remember that number a lot. So, and that's how I remember phone numbers, really, because, once I get the area code and the first 3 numbers down, all I got to remember is those last 4, and that's how I pull that together. So,
well,
It's a trick I
Interestingly
use.
enough, you talk about the Cowboys. Now, that that being said, that's the name of the show. Normally catch us on Sundays from 9 to noon Central Standard Time. We'll keep that. We'll take you right up to the first game of the NFL, and we'll cover them all. And even though it drives the Podfather crazy, we'll cover them all. And we might even spend a long time on games that don't even matter just to make the prison man upset. So watch out. He's been in prison. He's got some. He's been in
No, no,
business.
no, no. To be clear, I've not been in prison. I've been in jail.
Jail. Yeah. So, but it's
There's
still hardens you. You do the dirty. Make sure you do the dirty dumb. You just blow it up. It's beautiful. That having been said, this week now later on in the show, we're going to be talking AFC and NFC South. We're going to cover that. But during this past week, there's been a lot of news coming out of Dallas. Now, granted, I don't get there. I'm not there all the time now, but I still heard it and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, Micah Parsons. The big news for Micah Parsons coming into this season is he was going to be a Cowboy. They wanted him a Cowboy. We're going to give him money, Cowboy, money in, all this good stuff. And guess what ended up happening? Evidently, it wasn't good enough, or there was something that happened in this setup. And I'm just going to say this. The miscommunication did not come from Micah Parsons, by the way. The miscommunication came from the assumption that Jerry Jones thought he had a deal in place. Jerry Jones, he messed this whole thing up, but at the same time, he tripped over his own Johnson, and now he is where he is now. But that's actually in a good way. So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's go back into history. I forget the date, but Jer, if you will, meets up with Micah Parsons personally and starts contract negotiations, which, first of all, he's not even supposed to do. He's not supposed to talk contract work with Micah Parsons. He's got an agent. He's represented by an agent. So anything and everything they talk about is really irrelevant, regardless of what kind of deal or whatever ended up happening, because it wasn't ran through the agent, and that's the agent's job. So the understanding that Jer had with Parsons is a complete understanding of what him and Parsons thought. Okay. Agreed upon or not, I don't think Micah Parsons would have agreed to anything without seeing his agent, because he even said so. Let me get to the agent and let's figure that out. And that didn't go, and that ticked Jerry off. So now we're in the situation where Jerry, is trying to get everything done. He has a number in mind because that's what he heard. That's what he's got in mind. And he ain't giving up on it, Podfather. And he didn't give up on it. And that's the reason why we're in the position here today. So so the bad portion of the Jerry situation. This guy's ego is just getting in front of everything and out of it. And you hear all the people. Matter of fact, they were having a practice and the person had a sign that said fire the GM, and they threw him out. They threw him out. Now, it's not like it's WWE where you can have those things all day long and it's not a problem. Jared didn't appreciate
all I do is compensate the sign. All I do is just take the signs away from them. I can't say the word right now. They just take the signs away from them and tell them, hey, don't put that on TV. So
yeah, but this guy they threw out. So people disappointed. I expected to hear a lot of bad things about this Micah Parsons thing, and frankly, I haven't. So I guess I want to ask you, what do you think about your feelings about Jerry thinking that he had to deal with Micah Parsons, trying to get around the agent? That's just stupid, but I don't know. What's your take upon it?
Jerry Jones has never been known to show all of his cards at one time. Whatever he says, you can believe maybe 20% of what he's going to say to the media. He's always working. He's as good of a wrestler as most
guys. He's always working.
He always working. But the thing is this: regardless of what the situation was between Mike and Jerry, I wonder. And again, I'm not in the room. You're not in the room. None of us really know what actually happened. But I wonder if Jerry or someone got a hold of him and say, "Listen, we're probably a third place team in this division at best. fourth because if the Giants take off and do what they could possibly do. Do you want to spend another $40 million on a player that is going to be unhappy and pissed because he's not winning now? He's got his money, but he's not winning. Whereas who on this team has the biggest trade commodity about them? It's not Dak. They don't have any running backs. CeeDee Lamb might, but he's a receiver and he's.
Well, their defense is average at best. Just based upon
right. But who's the biggest star on defense that Dallas had at the time? Micah Parsons. Okay, so what can we get for him? And what they got? They got a defensive tackle that's not even close to being anywhere near comparable to Micah, but he's serviceable. A lot of it is also based on if Overshown can stay healthy. If Overshown can stay healthy, then you've already filled that need for Parsons pretty well because he's a good player. He just gets hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As far as but you get 2 number 1 draft picks now. We're probably talking late draft picks. Because the Packers are going to finish probably in the top 4 of the NFL. When the season's over, so you're probably looking at your 28th to 32th pick, but maybe for both years for all we know, because they do have a young dynasty ahead of them. And also what was it I read? That when Reggie White went to the Packers, Brett Favre was 27. When Charles Woodson went to the Packers, Aaron Rodgers was 27. Micah Parsons goes to the Packers, Jordan Love is 26. So you can play with that a little bit if you want to. Yep. This is a good deal for Micah. He got more money than the Cowboys are going to give him. This is a good deal for the Packers because this fills a defensive need they had, and it'll help make him probably a bigger star there than he would be with the Cowboys, as far as winning wise. Because Dallas ain't going to do shit for the next until Jerry probably passes away. So you're SOL there. So why not? For Jerry now, if Jerry's banking on the fact that he can take these draft picks and trade most of them to whoever the first pick in the draft is or whatnot to go get Arch Manning, I make sure you'd watch Arch Manning again because he can't read defenses right now. Not in college, so he's not going to be able to do anything in the pros.
Well, give the young man a break. That was just game 1.
It was game 1, and it was Ohio State. But that Ohio State defense gave him fits all game long. So if he is the top prospect coming into the draft this year or next year, because he still has 2 years, what does Jerry do? Does he look for them? Because by then Dak's going to be a 10-year, 11-year pro at that point. You're looking for your next quarterback of the future, and you don't find him in the 4th round because you did that with Dak, and look where that got you. So, granted, Dak's making a lot of money now, and, hey, more power to him.
Yeah, it depends on what your definition of success is. Individually, he's a superstar. Yeah. As a teammate and a Dallas Cowboy, maybe not so much.
Is he any different than Romo?
He started out different.
If you remember if you remember when Romo started out, he was a better fit for that Dallas offense than Drew Bledsoe.
And so did that. Yep.
Yeah. So that stuff. When the league figures you out, either you can adapt and change your game up like Tom Brady did, or you can be like RG3 and just kind of realize you're kind of spare.
How things change, they remain the same. If you look at that, because when that whole thing happened and the Tony Romo deal, he got a huge contract. Now Dak Prescott's got the biggest contract. And speaking of that, if you want to talk about, is this a good deal for Jerry? He got upset. They went around it. But here's what they avoided. They avoided a $188 million contract. Okay. Guaranteed of $136 million in guaranteed. This is what they lost, okay? But if you think about it, go back to the year before that. Who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about CeeDee Lamb. What did he go in? He got a record deal at $38 million signing bonus, big time, $100 million guarantee that he got.
Which, when you think about that, now you're paying your quarterback over $40 million. You're paying your wide receiver over that much. Now you want to pay a defender that much as well.
And Dak Prescott, $240 million extension. Okay, $80 million signing bonus. $231 million guaranteed, making him the highest player in NFL history at $60 million. Okay, so you do up all that adding. I'm going to say this really quick. Jerry doesn't do anything smart. But wait. I don't know. I'm going to bring him in. I'm not going to play his music, but Bryce from Brooklyn, do you have your did you see him in the green room? I bet there he is. So he is the best smile on the internet. I am glad you're here because I knew you jumped into our chat, Bryce from Brooklyn, or Bryce in Brooklyn, and talking a little bit about this Micah Parsons deal. And okay, so you heard the numbers. So let me just say this part. By accident, Jerry Jones was a genius. By accident. Okay, because he tripped over his ego in the dealings with Micah without an agent, and he thought he had a deal. So that whole thing, he thought it was. But the best thing about it is that the money that they actually are going to save in reality, the 2 first-round draft picks that they're going to get, and everything else. And guess what? You don't know if Micah Parsons is going to be a superstar. You know, I'm just saying. He has a problem against good football teams. I don't think it was the worst thing that Jerry has ever done as a general manager. Also tripping in, it might be the smartest thing when it comes to business and money. So Bryce from Brooklyn giving me that look like he always gives me.
What
coming through? So let me find out. Bryce from in Brooklyn. What's your take up on the Jerry Jones situation and Micah Parsons? I already can tell you're kind of frustrated.
You know why I wanted to come on today? I really wanted to come on because I couldn't believe that we got in the chat and the first words out of the Podfather's mouth were not absolute, as the resident Cowboy fan, weren't absolute disgust. And now I see that
I've had a rough week, all right?
The friendship that you two have, it's like you've contaminated each other with nonsense. Because I'm more rebel
than he is.
Hey, I'm almost offended.
I don't see in what world how you can be a reasonable, rational. Maybe that's my problem because I'm actually considering, hey, maybe you have a reasonable, rational thought. And I should know by now, Sonny Clark does not have a reasonable, rational football mind.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on. You missed it, though. You missed it before you came in. I named off the numbers. Did you hear the numbers that we were talking about? CeeDee Lamb, $100 million guarantee. Dak Prescott, how much money is wrapped up in 3 players? By accident, he might have had addition by subtraction in reality, even though we don't know what the addition is yet, but it's 2 first-round draft picks, saving that money. And if Micah Parsons decides that he isn't going to be the quote-unquote highest non-quarterback player, the best player outside of a quarterback in the NFL, will he live up to those numbers? I don't know. I don't think he will. And I think that's the reason why this ends up to be a good thing in reality. I'm not saying the guy that they got, Clark, is going to fill in and be Micah Parsons. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, what they could get, because as the Podfather mentioned a little bit earlier, you don't know where the Dallas Cowboys are going to end up based upon personnel, and never mind the loser head coach that they got that no one gives a crap about.
No. Hold on, Podfather. Hold on, Podfather. I have to respond. And Podfather, normally I would say go ahead, but since you didn't come out with the level of disgust I expected from you, and you actually tried to spin this nonsense in a little bit of a way, I have to respond to that. First of all, the salary cap going up, just like with TJ Watt, determines that $47 million, while a lot of money in our minds, actually, when you look at the cap, is not a crazy amount for a player of Micah's stature, number one. So number two, we can't say it was good for business because the terrible GM got fleeced. He could have did this deal a long time ago, and if he decided to trade Micah, which still would have been a terrible decision, actually could have got more. He got 2 first-round picks and a tackle, mind you, from a defense that wasn't good stopping the run. So this narrative of the run, stopping the run, is spin from Jerry trying to con people into thinking that this was actually a good decision. This is one of the worst trade decisions I've ever seen.
I don't think he's thinking that way. I don't think he's thinking that way.
He got absolutely fleeced in the deal. And he didn't get the best player because the better player that made them good now and that would have helped them be good in the future for the window they have with those players that you mentioned, CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott ain't getting no younger. That window was now. And they traded probably their best player away from the team and got hardly anything for the value in return. So this was an all-time fumble. It was a terrible decision. It was, okay, you save money. For what? We have no idea what these picks that he got fleeced for, by the way, should have got more, are going to turn into. So you're going for woulda, coulda, shoulda for a guy that was a top 5 player in his position right now. People, one last thing. People have been trying to throw out this narrative of the Herschel Walker trade. No, because the Herschel Walker trade came with a lot of assets and a lot of value. They got 2 first picks from Micah Parsons. This was a complete fleecing. And what it also tells us is that Jerry thinks of himself in a certain way. Let me tell you what the other GMs see. Oh, the Dallas Cowboys are open for fleecing now. If we get in the right situation, we can fleece this clown organization. As long as we can convince Jerry he's getting his way and we can get better value for these trades. I'm glad Micah did what he did. I'm glad he sat there and told Jerry, I'm done playing for you. And he pushed Jerry into a corner and pantsed him. He looked like a clown doing this deal.
Godfather, do you think that Jerry Jones would have gave Micah Parsons money to him that he got out of Green Bay?
Podfather, your team got fleeced, Podfather.
Okay.
It was a fleece.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I'm trying to look at it like this, though, because, like I said, I don't know. I don't think Jerry is this smart to think this way, but I think there is someone in the room, maybe, obviously not his kids, but I'm pretty sure there's someone in the room that told him, listen, let's say you go 3rd place in the division this year, probably your best case scenario. Let's say you've already paid Micah all this money. He plays this year. He gives you the same results he gave you last year because we haven't seen anything to where he's going to get any better as the years go by. So, I mean, like Sonny says, when it comes to big game situations, he doesn't show up. He doesn't show up, but I mean,
guys, look at the stats. Look at the game price. I know that look right there.
What? Sonny, you've already talked. Bryce already talked. Let me talk. All right. Look, all I'm saying is this. Let's say Micah Parsons goes to Jerry under contract and goes, I want out of here. Then what teams are going to look at Jerry and go, well, he wants out of there. He's going to be disgruntled. He ain't going to play worth the shit. And you got him under contract so that we can really fleece you then. So I don't know what other team offered what to Jerry. Okay, I have no idea. And I think, and honestly, in my opinion, he should have went to AFC, not the NFC. Especially the team that beat you in the playoffs last year. But be that as it may, for all I know, Green Bay was the only team that offered more, which tells you, we're getting to the end of the preseason and getting ready to start the season. We don't have time to throw away our future on one player that, honestly, let's look at his history. Great player, yes. Great player in great situations. We haven't seen that. So for Jerry to do what he did, look, I ain't gonna lie. He's the shittiest general manager in the world. We all know that. Even he says as the owner of the team, he'd have fired himself a million times over, but he's not gonna do that because he's Jerry. Okay? I think to get what he got is probably the most he's gonna get from any other team. Honestly, I would like to have seen him go to the Steelers. I would have loved to have seen that. Because again, I'm happy for Micah. He's going to go to a team that's going to be a top 4 team in that conference this year, I believe. So for sure, he's going to be in a better situation now. He has to play better. Jerry's not looking at this year going. Now he's telling everybody to sell tickets, Super Bowl or bust. But he's got a rookie coach, so this will not fall on him. He's got, because again, this rookie coach has never coached Micah Parsons as a head coach. He's worked alongside with him as an advisor, but that's more for offense, not defense. So, look, I think Dallas got the most they were going to get for him now than they would have had they signed him for God knows how much more amount. I don't think it would have been for what he did get for Green Bay. Which to that point, you got to look at it like this: where do you go? You stay in Dallas for less, or do you go to Green Bay that's going to contend for more? There is that. Look, this is more of an offloading of a great player that you cannot build a future around because you don't have the tools in place to build that. Yes, you have spent money on Dak Prescott and on CeeDee Lamb, and you brought in George Pickens, and you've done, but you still have no running game. Overshown is a good player. He could be great, but he's always hurt. You just re-up with Deron Bland because he brings a little bit of excitement to the defense, especially when what's his name Diggs is hurt most of the season anyway. So, they're already playing behind the, but they were going to do that when the season started with Micah. So why not unload him now? Now, again, as a Cowboy fan, as someone who would now, I would never buy a number 11 Micah Parsons jersey because I'm a number 11 Danny White guy. That's just me. And he's just as and he's up there with your Tony Romos and even your Dak Prescott for that matter. But that was just me growing up. I do think that this is a better deal for Micah. Regardless of what it does for Dallas, it doesn't really matter because Dallas is going to be a third-place team or fourth-place team in their own division. Which tells me they're going to be picking probably in the top 12 this year of next year's draft. So let's say you take the 2 picks that Green Bay gave them, and you look at that and go, okay, well, would really like to get a top 5 pick. Definitely need to get a quarterback. Depending how Arch Manning plays this year or next year, because if he doesn't declare next year, then it ain't going to matter. But he's got to get better at being a quarterback anyway, because after watching him get beat out by Ohio State yesterday, he needs to learn how to read defenses. So, or at least play beyond what the defense gives you. And he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that yesterday with the team he had. So I do think that this was a future. This is let's build our future tomorrow as opposed to today. Let's see what we can do this year. Honestly, they still might. Injuries play a part in this league, as we also had the Niners last year, right? Hell, even on my new podcast, the Podfather Pigskin Picks that I do on Wednesday, I actually made the mistake of calling the 49ers the 48ers because they were injured so many times last year. I guess lots of key players. So, oops. But anyway, I get the move. You have to do something, okay? Now I hear the podcast that Micah does was causing issues. I've heard he wasn't really a true locker room leader in the locker room that we all think he should have been. That's what we always hear, right? Now, again, I'm not in the room. You're not in the room. Sonny's not in the room. Sonny's in Arizona looking at airplanes behind him. So, hell, I'm taking inventory in jail right now. So, there's so much going on. We don't know what's going on in the room. So, I do think this is the best move for Micah. Well, hey, happy birthday, bud. I think Jerry could have gotten more if he'd have pushed for more. But I think he was done with it. He's 80-something years old. He don't want to deal with the bullshit that all owners have to deal with regardless. And again, it's his investment, not ours. It's his investment. So it's what he wants to spend money on. So look, I get Bryce Chickens like they're going to suck this year. Yeah, they're going to suck this year.
Well, they were going to suck anyway. That's just the fact.
Anyway.
I mean, just
So
look
get
at the
something
division
for it.
they're in.
Again, let me ask you, Bryce. Before this trade, who on the Dallas Cowboys could have rounded you up 2 first-round draft choices?
I mean, two first-round draft picks or more. Like somebody like I think someone like CeeDee Lamb. I think somebody like Dak could have. I don't know if any of these.
Who wants to trade for Dak Prescott? Does the line form?
I think there's a couple. I think there's a couple teams that could have traded for Dak Prescott and possibly got 2 picks, like the Raiders, for example. Even though they have, I think that could have possibly gotten 2 first-round picks.
Okay, but then does that team want to pay him that kind of money that he's already
sure? That always comes with it. But see, Podfather, well, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt. If you have more, go ahead.
Well, let me just hop in. The 2 that you mentioned, Dak and CeeDee Lamb, they're not going anywhere. Outside of Dak and CeeDee Lamb, what basically I think Podfather's saying, anybody else on this football team is not going to be able to bring you 2 first-round draft picks. There's not anybody on there. So what they got for Micah, and now I'm not, first of all, I can care less about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just saying that what ended up happening, I've seen Jerry Jones do worse deals and spend more money based upon the time when he spent it. But this right here, Micah Parsons, I'm just going to say, I don't think he's the guy that lifts you up and takes you to the next level, especially with the team that they got around him right now defensively. Forget about offensively. I think they're going to be okay offensively, but the defense is going to be the problem. But Micah Parsons is not going to be the thing that stops the other team from scoring all the time. Not enough anyway. Plus the fact you go into. Go ahead.
He's their best defense. He's their best defensive player. But let's get off that for a minute. Here's why the Podfather, everything you just said is all self-inflicted. Like, okay, if Jerry really thought everything we're talking about, why would you drag out this negotiation when Micah was willing, if you would have gotten on the ball, to sign and you would have paid less if you would have got the deal done earlier? No, this was about Jerry's ego, him deciding, I want to skirt the CBA. I did a deal with you, Micah, and I don't want to talk to your agent.
Now,
and he thought,
I agree with you there.
He thought that Micah would, like other players, just show up and play and we'll get it done. And Micah was like, no, I will not get done. Matter of fact, I need a second opinion on my back. I'm about to get paid to sit out. And he backed Jerry into a corner because Jerry did a terrible job of starting to negotiate on this deal.
I will agree.
It all comes down to one thing: leverage. This entire thing we all kept hearing about down here. Who has the most leverage in this entire thing? Is it Micah? Is it Jerry? And right now, I mean,
it was Micah.
It was definitely Micah. But then for a second, it became Jerry. Because again, Jerry threw out the whole thing, well, I got you under contract. And if I want to franchise you, I can do that for 2 years. So I got you here for 3 more years, regardless. But obviously he's not going to do that. Now, again, it's like I have a gun, I'm going to shoot myself. How am I going to do it where it's going to hurt less? I think this will hurt him personally less, especially financially less, than it would be to say, take one of the 2 draft choices that he has. Let's say he can't get the quarterback of the future for the Cowboys, but he can damn sure trade up to get a better defensive end. Maybe not anyone like Micah Parsons right now, but someone who down the road can be the next Micah Parsons.
Podfather, that's a lot of ifs, would-have, should-haves, and could-haves.
The NFL is all about
No. So because it's the NFL, look what you have now. An all-pro.
Yeah. And now get you in the third place in the division.
Position. And he didn't get better because he got fleeced. So I could see if he got 3 first-round picks, 2 seconds, 2 players, and you're like, wow, okay, I don't agree. He did get a lot. He got Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks, and we'll see what he does with them. He got that based on hope and a wish.
He didn't trade this for today. he didn't trade this away for today. He traded this for tomorrow.
I agree.
And whatever the next day is going to be. Not saying it's a great deal. I'm not saying this is a good deal.
I'm not even saying that.
Because could he gotten more? Yes, he could have gotten more. But who was offering more?
That's the question.
That's because of what he did, because of the timing he created by his terrible decision making. He could have got more before. He could have signed him for less money.
That was terrible. Crazy knuckleheaded terrible.
And again, this came down to leverage. This all came down to leverage. Jerry was losing on the leverage end so quick and so much to where when he thought he had something, it was going away. So again, how do I shoot myself? Do I shoot myself in the arm or the leg? What's going to make me get through to tomorrow? And
Jerry didn't lose any leverage in reality. Look what he did with Dak Prescott 2 hours before.
Jerry didn't have any leverage with Micah. He really thought he did. He thought he had all the leverage, and his ego took over. But really, what we see is Micah had the leverage because he wasn't going to play again.
He could have still brought that around 2 hours before the game and signed him up for that contract.
Remember,
because he couldn't, because Micah said he was done. Micah was like, unless you give me exactly what I want, we're done.
Bryce, when you're talking the millions of dollars, you're talking no one's ever done until they're actually gone. That I don't believe that for 2 seconds, because we're saying is that Jerry is wildly incompetent then, because he would have ended up overpaying on something he could have paid less than. No, well, hold on. That you see, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't in reality here on Jerry. Okay, hear me out for a second. Okay, if he signs him for this, and let's just say it's not this, but it's comparable to what he signed in Green Bay. He's going to get people on the other side talking to him right into his face, going, "Why did you spend that much money?" They will bring the things that we're talking about why he left to face and say, well, look, what's this laying on the back? There's so many things that everybody's going to be talking about. I think this is actually a wash, Bryce. It's good, bad, indifferent, right? It's good that they're not going to spend the money. It's bad that they don't have the guy on the team. The indifferent is you don't know what you're going to get in reality.
Based we knew what we had.
No.
We knew what we had and what we got in return.
I'm talking about being disgruntled. Listen, you say whatever you want.
No. The attitude. You've never heard about Michael being this bad teammate or disgruntled until now. I really don't
that breaks the camel back right there. I mean, right there, that whole situation where he's lying on the thing, eating nachos, being completely and utterly unprofessional as a football player.
Because he wasn't going to.
And I know you want to defend the.
First of all,
professionalism, you can do so.
Sonny.
I'm not done yet.
Because now you're talking nonsense.
Well, I'll just do this. I'll just make sure that I can finish it up. This is a situation where if you got a good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. Yes, I muted you because I was not done. So that's the power I have on my show.
Here's the power I got. I'm back. Okay.
Well, you're going to be gone again. So that being said, when this is a wash in reality, it's not good, it's not bad, it's not even great. But at the same time, when you got this situation that's going on,
you know
I'm not done. 2 seconds. 2 first-round draft picks. One of them could be a quarterback, and the other could be the offensive lineman, which is what they should be doing since 2014. They have only drafted, count them, 1, 2, 3 offensive linemen since 2015. This way, he gets the quarterback and he gets the offensive lineman, gets it all set, and then they can try to rebuild the defense, because we all know, and I even think Jerry even said to himself, there's no way we were even going to make the playoffs with the coach that we have and the players that we have. I think he had to come to Jesus to himself. Now, Podfather, go ahead.
I know what Bryce wants. I know exactly what Bryce wants. You ready, Bryce? This is for you. This is for you. God damn it, they got rid of Michael Parsons. What are the Cowboys going to do now? Jesus Christ. What is this? Our season's so ruined right now. What is Sherry thinking? He needs to go back into a nursing home. This is awful. Why are we doing it?
I know I'm smarter than that son.
I mean, is that what everybody wants from me?
I want Cowboy fans to admit just the obvious, which is your GM, horrible, got fleeced. He turned this into a banana circus situation and shot himself in the head, not the side, not the foot. He has weakened the team and probably crushed any opportunities in the near future for you all to make any type of playoff run based on ego, hopes, and dreams, and what he thinks he can do with the 2 draft picks he got. I think he is selling the Cowboy Nation spin, and Cowboy Nation is so used to eating up Jerry's spin that they're starting to run with it.
He's like Vince McMahon. He lives in his own bubble. Okay, he doesn't know he doesn't know the world outside of his own world. Okay, and I get all that. Listen, it's up to Cowboy Nation to go buy tickets. First of all, Sonny, you don't know how good the nachos are in Cowboy Stadium. Okay, they might be really good for all we know. Okay, just saying. I mean, Mikey still had a little bit of money left from having to pay all the fines he had to pay. He could have gone out there and bought some nachos. I mean, granted, it's like $30, so don't worry about that. But look, is this a good move for today? No. Is it a good move for tomorrow? Maybe. Is it a good year 5 or 10 years down the road? Well, you're gonna be dead by then. So it doesn't matter. So unless they weekend at Bernie's for a few years.
Hold on. This is my problem with the Podfather right now. So you say all that. So then how in the world is this a wash? Like how in the world are we getting a positive aspect?
I never said it was a wash. Look.
Okay. You didn't say
said it was
where's the positive from this then?
The positive.
Where's the positive thing? We got all this stuff. Where's the positive?
First of all, the positive is only towards one person, Mike Parsons. He's going to a team that's going to be winning. He's not going to deal with an owner because they don't have an owner in Green Bay. So he's in the best. If you're a fan of the player, which I am, I'm happy for him because, again, he has the best situation. Now, he has to go play up in Green Bay and probably the toughest division in the NFC. And he has to play against the Lions, who are supposedly one of the best teams. He's got to play against the Bears twice, which is pissing Cuervo off to no end. He's got to play against the uptick for Vikings right now. So things have gotten a little tougher for him moving forward, but he's getting paid a lot more to do it. So I'm happy for him. For Jerry, look, I'm sure we all saw the documentary on Netflix.
I haven't.
Well, then
You don't need to.
I can imagine.
Look, Bryce, you're on mute. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, but the thing is this. The brand, the Dallas Cowboys, is all Jerry cares about. Wins and losses on the field, playoffs. He's had 30 years to show that he doesn't give a shit. Okay? And the NFL is not going to take the team away from him because they generate so much money for the league. Okay? So, again, it's kind of like what the Patriots could have been if when the league loved Tom Brady and all them, except they were winning championships. Dallas wasn't. When Dallas was winning back in the 90s, as we see in the documentary, as good as things were, the team was going to blow up eventually. Okay? So, the thing is, Jerry Jones is doing what's best for Jerry. Maybe not for the team, maybe not for the city of Dallas. He's doing what's best for Jerry. And when you're 85 years old and you are living in a world of survival at this point, that's what's important to you. Now, players like Dak Prescott, players like CeeDee Lamb, where he did throw the money out to him and still got the same results, maybe he looked at that and goes, how many more times do I have to keep doing that until I realize this team is not where it needs to be? Maybe getting rid – and the comparable to Herschel Walker, maybe the comparable is he's the best player on this team. What can I get for him? Again, who on this team can get you the value that Micah Parsons, who possibly could have gotten more? Let's be honest. If this was earlier in the season and if Jerry was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to trade him before we go into salary, before we start talking, a new contract, what can I get for him? Maybe he could have gotten a lot more. But he didn't. He waited, and that's on him. This is all about time. And at the last minute, someone had to flinch, and it was Jerry. And guess who's going to benefit for that? Micah. So, as a Cowboy fan who has, I'm up here. I mean, I'm up in Oklahoma. I don't pay to go see the Cowboys play. I might watch them on TV if I get a chance to, but I'm not financially invested in the team like so many people that Jerry's hoping are going to come out to the shows, and because they're just shows, they're not games, they're shows. Okay, if you ever go see a game at Cowboy Stadium, it ain't about the field, it's on the field, it's on the big TV screen right up in front of you. That's all it's about. I've been there one time, and I had a free ticket for my sister who loved the Cowboys more than I did. And we went to go see that thing, and I watched everybody in that stadium watch the TV screen. I paid to watch what I can't see at home, what's on the field. But it's a different ball game up there. It's a show. It's
Hollywood.
It's Hollywood, and the thing is, there are so many suckers. There are a lot of them, a lot more than you think. There are over almost 90,000 that go to that game every.
You're on mute there, Bryce. You're on
8
mute.
to 9 weeks a game. 8 to 9 weeks a season. They go out there. They pay extra money for the preseason games. Been there, done that. But you know what? Eventually, I got tired of the 5-11 seasons. And that was well within the Dave Campo years when I was going. So I can sit here. I can root for the laundry. But if I'm investing in the players, because fantasy football has made us that way, not that I'm playing, but fantasy football has made us care more about the players. I'm happy that the player that is involved in this is going to a better situation where he can possibly get a ring, because he was never going to get one for Dallas. As long as the Emperor was running the Cowboys, it was never going to happen. So
yeah,
that's my whole thing. Look, I'm up here. I can't do nothing about it. I'm stuck sitting there going, oh well, what did they get? What could they possibly have gotten to make this move? 2 first-round picks? Okay. And a player? Okay. How good was he? He had an off year last year. Maybe a new environment will help him out. That's happened to a lot of people sometimes. Not saying it'll happen to everybody. Maybe it'll be a better situation for him. He's going from a 3-4 to a 4-3, so we'll see if that works for him.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I think. Where I will agree with Bryce a little bit. I don't care. First of all, I don't care about this in reality. I can really care less.
You've already pointed that out, sir.
But here's one thing I'll agree with him. You got guys on the defensive line, but you also got the versatility of the playing the linebacker position as well. So which is very hard to find. But arguably, Micah Parsons isn't even in the top 5 at his position, depending on who you listen to, depending on who that. No. Look, you just look it up. Look who's talking. I'm not saying me. I'm saying the experts. Some of the experts are not even putting him in the top 5 in reality at his position. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, everybody wants to argue about what the experts say, and I don't agree with the expert. But if you do, some people don't even think it. But now maybe not the best player at that position. He is up there in that salary that he's bringing it home. So all I'm saying is that congratulations to Micah Parsons for getting the money. And I'll even say congratulations to Jerry, because guess what? You did save a lot of money and you don't know what you're going to get. And plus, the moves that he has made when he has spent that money hasn't always worked out. We all know that. So I agree with the Podfather a little bit. You don't know what you're going to get. Maybe try something different. Same thing with the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, I'm telling you right now, could start Shadir Sanders week number 1 of the NFL, because what they've been doing for the last 30 years isn't working. So you might as well try something different. In this case, Jerry tried something different. It didn't work. Here we are. So, you can continue doing the same thing over and over and over. And guess what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. That just doesn't work. So go ahead, Cleveland. Start Shadir Sanders at the quarterback position. Hey, Jared, congratulations. You got 2 first-round draft picks. congratulations. Figure that out and figure out a way for your team to win. Because what he would have done is gave them that Green Bay money, and everybody would have been pissed that he did it. And there have only been a few people who have been glad that it happened in reality. That's just what I'm saying. I see both sides of the spectrum on it, and I think the worst thing that happens, Jerry saves a lot of money, and he gets the first round draft picks for 5 years underneath rookie contracts. Before 4 years, he has to maybe look and renegotiate, just like he had to do with Micah Parsons. But maybe by that time, he won't be the one making those deals. So that's just the only thing I'm saying.
You know, Sonny is out in Arizona. He must be drinking that spiked cactus juice. Because the fact that he just came out of his mouth and said people don't consider Micah Parsons a top 5 player at his position.
No. I didn't say that. I said the experts. I'm not saying that.
No experts think. Who are these experts that don't think Micah Parsons is not top 5 in his position? Outside rush linebacker position.
They're saying he's not even the best. Some are saying that he's not even the best at his position. And I will find him. I didn't bring him on remote today. So
we know that Sonny is drinking that spiked Arizona cactus juice. And so that's causing him to go out of his mind today. So we're not, that's all I have to say about that. Podfather, fine. If you want to tell me this is about Jerry, 100% agree. If you want to tell me, yep, terrible and got fleeced, agree. Just outside of that, I can't see, there is no logical rationale to try to, other than trying to cope with the fact that this actually happened to your team, that we could say Jerry got, he got what he could out of a situation he created.
Right.
The team is not better. It is fundamentally worse than what they were. He's trying to spin us on, well, we need to stop the run. Okay, you brought in a player who was part of the defense where the run wasn't even good. I also believe that the run sack was better than Kenny Clark. So did you honestly
think Jerry thought that though? I don't think for 2 seconds that Jerry thought Clark would go in there and
he keeps talking,
even 60% of what Mike Parsons said.
No. Hold on, Sonny. Hold on. That's fine. But that's Jerry who gets into press conferences and brings this up. So he's trying to.
I haven't heard his press conference, so I'll give you that.
He's trying to spin this any way he can than what the truth is, which is this is all about you, as Podfather said. It's about your ego. And then guess what? You got smacked around because actually Micah had more leverage than you realize, because he probably went in there and told you, I am not going to play for you again. You do whatever you want to do. And you got put over the coals and you got fleeced because you botched the whole thing because it was about you, not about the team.
That's fair.
Go ahead, Podfather.
And so you live up in the Northeast, so you're not really attuned to all the Jerryisms that we have to deal with down here in the South. So I'm going to fill you in on how the Jerry works. Okay? This is how the Jerry Jones game works. He'll call for a press conference. All the media comes out there. Hear him spout off little witticisms left and right to let him kind of, spin, because he's all about spin control. 20% of what he says, 20% might be truthful. The other 80% is the shit you got to figure out, and that's also 80% of what could possibly become a reality if he's actually right about it. So he leaves himself so much gray room. He has so much gray room to why Dallas hasn't won it, hasn't not gone as far as they have in the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the fact that he might be the problem. He has other reasons why. And he's not wrong in the sense of, yeah, that contributed, but that's not the reason. It's like The Rock, right? The Rock is The Rock. He's not Rock, he's The Rock. Jerry Jones is the reason why nothing has happened in the last 30 years. Even Emmitt Smith, his former player, a guy who loves Jerry more than anything else, will sit there and tell you, dude, we know what the problem is. But who's going to say no to Jerry? Who in that office? The new head coach ain't going to do it. His sons aren't going to do it. They don't be cut out of the will. You know, his daughter ain't going to do it. His wife has no say so because he goes out there and has fun babies everywhere else. So clearly, no one controls him. Okay, no one can say no to him. They want to make sure the next day is going to go as swimmingly as the day before. Okay, that's the bubble he lives in. So you being out on the East Coast, you get to see the ESPN highlights of what he said. You don't get to live through the drama that we here in the DFW area back in the day, or even up here in Oklahoma, we've had to put up with for 30 fucking years. All right.
Never mind the two radio shows he does a week. It just leaves it open for him to say the stupidest things that he does. Hey, Bryce, I'm going to tell you straight out. I completely.
But you know what's so funny? No, hold on. You say that, but then here's Sonny Clark here regurgitating this nonsense that sounds very Jerry-like about it being a wash and all that nonsense. That team has gotten progressively worse because of this trade, and it's all because the GM got fleeced. He could have paid Micah less than what he made. He dragged his feet. This is the going rate for an outside linebacker now, and it doesn't break the team because the salary cap is going up. Just like the Steelers paid T.J. Watt $42 million, and you had some Steeler fans like the great T.J. Watt. That's so much money, guys. Based on the new CBA and the salary cap, yes, it seems like a lot of money, but for his position and impact, it's actually not crazy to pay this type of player this money. Now, if you want to say he's not worth as much more than T.J. Watt, I'll argue with that. But he is worth the 40 million mark, whatever, because he's that good. So for Sonny Clark to come on here and say experts were saying you're not a top 5 in this position is lunacy. Okay,
first of all, I didn't say that, but here's what I'm saying. Just really simple. And this is my opinion and what I think of Micah Parsons from what I've seen for the last 2 years. Okay, I see a lackluster effort on this guy's part. I do. I see it. I see him do great against horrible football and bad football teams. But when it counts, listen, we can sit here, we can talk all the dust all day long. If you don't show up in big games, you're not a superstar. It is just that simple. I'm tired of people putting gold jackets on guys who, might have a good game here, good game there, or whatever the case may be. Heck, even be Frank Gore. Let's put a gold jacket on him because he plays for 16 years and gets all the yards, yards that no one cares about, and maybe three of the years that he. I'm not. Don't make me do it again. I will do it again. I'm not done. So, all these years, he had 3 years that maybe Frank Gore was worried. Okay. No one worried about Frank Gore for the last 10, maybe 12 years of his career. That don't make him a Hall of Famer. What you got to do is you got to be an impact player all the time and a majority of the time. And when Micah Parsons does not show up against bad football teams, which is credit, you go look, okay, I'll back that all day long because I've watched it, okay? And when I heard it, I said, that's not true. And then when I went and looked, sure enough, he didn't show up. Now, it could be a combination of a couple of things. Where they were at the time, where they were playing for a playoff spots? Are they a good football team? All these things come in debt. But when you are a superstar, you are there week in, week out, and showing it, and then you get your money. I'm saying that Micah Parsons slides a little bit under that, and I wouldn't have paid him the money that it was going there. Now, granted, I'm not the one that has the money. Granted, I'm not the one that's making the decisions, but I'm just telling you what I would do. No. Was 2 first-round draft picks great? No. Yeah, or yes, those are really good value for your money later on down. Now, the Ryan Clark, if you want to look at stats 2 years ago, this guy played out of his mind a little bit. He did not have a good season last year. Maybe Jerry hopes he can get a little bit of that, and maybe he can get maybe 65 to 75% of what Micah Parsons did. Listen, and by the way, I totally disagree that Jerry Jones doesn't care about winning. I totally 100% totally disagree with you, because the problem with that, and I'll tell you why it is the problem, is that he got lucky and got Barry Switzer to win a Super Bowl, and then he thinks he can do it all the time. That's what happened in reality. So after Barry Switzer, he isn't getting Barry Switzer. He didn't even come close to Barry Switzer, and Barry Switzer wasn't wasn't the best coach in the world. But Jerry picked him. He got the Super Bowl. Now he thinks he can do anything at all times because he did it without Jimmy Johnson. This all boils down to a Jimmy Johnson nightmare that has been living for 30 years for the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, Bryce, I have a question for you. Okay, and let's go take off our fandom of our favorite teams. Okay, let's just be honest about this. All right, who's a better team, the Steelers or the Cowboys?
Steelers.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think the Steelers will have a better record than the Cowboys will this year? Will they win their division?
I don't think the Steelers will win the division this year, but I do think they'll have a better record than the Cowboys.
Okay. Do you see a future with the Steelers more brighter than the Cowboys?
Yes.
Even with the same coach? Even with the same head coach who's been there forever?
Same head coach. I do.
That's fair.
I would take the Steelers' future over the Cowboys, yes.
Okay. That's why you pay TJ Watt that money and keep him. That's why you get rid of Michael Parsons and not pay him that kind of money, because you don't have that kind of help. Now, as a Cowboy fan, I would have loved to see Michael Parsons play his entire career as a Cowboy. That doesn't happen these days. Look at this way. Reggie White, the great Hall of Famer that he was, didn't always play for the Packers. Played for the Eagles in the beginning. Actually, it's a quick story. Back in 1982, when he played for University of Tennessee, I was in the hospital with my head injury at the time, in a coma, and both him and Bill Bates came to the hospital to pray over my bed. So, and I got to thank him for that 3 or 4 years later. So when he came to Dallas to do a sermon at the First Baptist Church in Dallas. So, again, he made his. Now I don't remember if he was traded or if he went to. I think he went to free agency. But it was enough to where the Eagles looked at the player as good as he is, good as he was back in the day, and went, "We can't keep him." Jerry might have looked at all the issues that Micah Parsons brought to the Cowboys outside of his play, and went, "If we got rid of him, we don't deal with it anymore. We can move on, rebuild something else. It might take a while. I might not be alive when this whole thing comes to fruition, but it might be a better step in the right direction tomorrow as opposed to today." The Steelers, on the other hand, can look at their situation and go, "Dude, we might be a player or two away from being considered in the conversation. We have a Hall of Fame quarterback. We have a solid defense. And I have a running game like we want to have back in the day, but we'll see what happens." They have a lot more on the upswing. Now, what if Dallas finishes with a better record than the Steelers? Does that automatically make Dallas a better team than the Steelers? Probably not. This means that either injuries got in the way, or Dallas got lucky in a game or two, or the Steelers blew it in one or two of their games. It could be either or, right? So it's the gambler, as they're calling him on Netflix, didn't want to gamble on Micah Parsons. Didn't want to deal with it anymore. And all the shit about, hey, we want to keep Micah here, we want to do this, we want to do that. He has to sell that to the fans because at that time, Micah's a Dallas Cowboy. But when you're no longer a Dallas Cowboy, you know what? As he said, not that I agree with everything he's saying, Mike is in a better situation. He didn't say it out loud, but he's in a better situation now. He can deal with an owner. He's got more money. He's on a team that's probably got a little bit more to do with. Let me fix me. You go be you. Now, that as a sports fan, nobody wants to see there. It would have probably killed me. It would have killed my parents back in the day had the Washington Redskins picked up Roger Staubach. The idea of that is unheard of. Or if he went to the Bears, or if he went to the Bills, or what. Look at O.J. Simpson. great NFL player for the Bills. Finished out in San Francisco. Sometimes it ain't about where you start, it's where you finish. Not that he had a great finish in San Francisco, but I'm saying Emmitt Smith is the same way. Finished off as an Arizona Cardinal. Not everything happens the right way we want it to all the time. I think this is probably the best move for Jerry. Not the best move for the Cowboys, but the best move for Jerry. And again, I understand why Pittsburgh paid TJ Watt that kind of money. They probably couldn't afford a guy like Michael Parsons to do the limit on the back end of that as well and pay him anywhere near what Green Bay is going to pay him. This is a very un-Green Bay Packer move, by the way. The Packers don't ever do this. So this is kind of uncharacteristic for them to give up 2 years of first-round picks. Now, they can do something later to pick up draft picks later, but one of the Packers been this aggressive about getting a player?
When they see the window closing with what they got, because I think the writing could be on the wall about Jordan Love. Can he get up? Let's get what we need to get now to see what we can get in the next 2 to 3 years. That's the reason why you see Mike Parsons signing.
Who has more of an upswing, though, Jordan Love or Josh Allen? People are going to say Josh Allen, right? But Josh Allen's turning into Tony Romo. I mean, Jordan Love is a little bit.
Josh, right? Okay, so if you may think Jordan Love, you could be someone that believes Jordan Love has a better future than Josh Allen. I just think Josh Allen's a better player, and in this case, Micah to me is, so here's a problem, Podfather. What you're saying, I think you're putting it together. Here's the problem. This really highlights how bad of but it also highlights how bad of a GM your team has. Because so what you're saying is he has to spin this because he really doesn't believe that they're anywhere close to winning and going to an NFC Championship or winning a Super Bowl. But he's paid CeeDee Lamb like he was. He's paying Deron Bland like they are, and he brought in George Pickens, but yet he gets rid of the one game breaker that he has just on the team and in general on defense because he doesn't believe that they're close enough to win a Super Bowl right now. They're built to win now, Podfather. So this doesn't help them at all to win now.
Who's built? The Cowboys are built to win now?
That team is paid and built to win now.
Okay, paid and built, I'll agree with. But as far as talent, they're just. I don't know if they're ready for that.
So again, that highlights the terribleness of the GM.
Yeah, and coaching. So I agree with you. But good stuff. By the way, guys, we are here. Yep. We are here at Barrow's Brewing Company. It is Arizona's oldest brewery that we are here doing that simulcast. We'll be doing this on Monday night. Well, no, I'm dimly. By the way, my sister-in-law said if you turn that around, you'll have brightness on your face. Well, I think more people would rather see the airplanes go back than see my ugly face. So we're going to keep it that way this week anyway. That having been said, we are here. It's happy hour all day today here at Barrio's Brewing Company. Make sure you get on down here. Great food. I had some tortellini that they have with some cheese tortellini. Oh my God, it's so good. Get on down here, check it out. Now, name of the show. That being said, name of the show. What we're talking about in reality is because we didn't get on last year. AFC and NFC South. Since I got Bryce up on mine, I don't know how long I have him. Let's get your take up on what you're seeing. Let's start with I want to start with the NFC because I'm very interested to see what your take is up on the NFC South. And is there more than one team that you can look at? So let's start with you, Bryce. What do you got going on in the NFC South?
You want me to rank them?
Yeah. Tell us what you think about.
All right, let's rank them.
You go through the NFC South.
Bottom to top. At number 4, got the Carolina Panthers. Not ready to compete yet. Still got to see what Bryce Young is. Showed some glimpses. Got to see what this head coach is too. I got to see, can he actually coach in this league? Can he lead a team? Is he a leader of men? Can he galvanize that team? I like the fact that they didn't quit. But I think there's some talent. Chuba Hubbard is a nice player. McMillan's a nice receiver. But they've got a long way to go. I've got them finishing. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to amend. Number 4 is the New Orleans Saints. I don't like the quarterback situation. I just feel that's not a good situation. I think I like Chris Olave. I like Alvin Kamara. The defense, okay, but I'm just that quarterback situation. It's really, really like Spencer Rattler, Tyler. I believe his last name is Hawk. Tyler Hawk, the rookie. I'm gonna go with them. Number 4. Number 3. I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers. For all the reasons that I said, I don't think they're ready to compete now, but they're almost in a better position than the Saints. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm a little bit higher on Penix. We'll see. I think Penix is able to manipulate from the quarterback position.
Time out. When did Atlanta's basketball team start playing pro football?
Oh, the Atlanta Falcons. No, I'm sorry. Brain fart. Big brain fart. The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, he won't let you slide at that one.
That's
okay. I'm making him a better broadcaster. Go ahead.
I deserve that. The Atlanta Falcons.
Hey, I have street cred now, so go with it.
I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I think with Bijan, with Drake London, I like that talent. Like I like that room a little bit more than even though I like Alvin Kamara and say Chris Olave. I like Drake London. I like that talent. I like Michael Penix. I want to see what he can do. I think if they can, devise an offense where he can get the ball out to his playmakers, they can contend in that division. But number 1, as much as I hate to say it, because Sonny takes this, and then we've heard Sonny say some asinine things today, but he'll also take it and feed into his just extreme love for Baker Mayfield, who can do no wrong in his eyes. But I think the Buccaneers, from a talent standpoint, with the coach and quarterback in that division, I think they're the best team. I got them winning that division.
Well, Mike, I not that Baker can't do anything wrong. I've not said that, but what I'm saying is the Browns never should have traded.
He's turning into Kirk Cousins.
That's the Browns have never.
His favorite quarterback
never
over the last
should have
years.
traded him. And
I mean,
they're seeing the reason why.
But let's all look at what all Sonny likes again. He's white.
Here we go.
He's a middle of the draft pickup, pretty much. Although I think he went for the first.
He was number 1. Thank you very much.
Okay, but nowadays he would be middle of the draft. So
scrappy, acts with a bunch of swagger.
You guys are forgetting that he's doing what he's doing, and it was started with his last 2 years with the Cleveland Browns. Okay,
we get it. We get it.
I get that being said,
for the umpteenth time, talk about that.
Love me some Baker Mayfield. I think he's I think he's a good quarterback. I never said he was a superstar, but I think he's a good quarterback, and the Browns made. So that being said, Podfather, AFC or the NFC and the South, what do you got going on?
Well, I don't think Carolina is going to get out of the 4th place. I think, and not now. Granted, I think them and the Saints are going to give themselves a run for each other's money for who's the worst team in that division. And Spencer, right? Yeah, you think about it. You have 2 quarterbacks in this division that both came out of OU, Spencer Rattler and Baker Mayfield. So, obviously Mayfield is a better quarterback than Rattler. But you know what? Here's the thing, though. Rattler can get better. Willie, I have no idea. Probably not with the Saints, but the Saints can be a gritty team, though. A lot more grittier than I'm going to say the Carolina Panthers. So I'm putting Panthers 4th, Saints 3rd. Now, I'm doing my own research, okay? And yesterday when I was sitting in the home, because I can't go nowhere. So I was doing my own research, playing Madden football, and I picked up the player that I am playing as. I got drafted by the Falcons, So I get to actually see the players play on the game, and they look good on the rookie level. So, but not enough to go over the Bucks. So I'm going to pick the Bucks first, Falcons second, Saints third, Carolina fourth.
I'm gonna go with Bryce. I'm gonna have the Saints. I mean, that quarterback position that they got going on. I'm not saying Bryce Young's any better.
Wait, hold
Okay.
on. I'm sorry. Did the Podfather say Carolina number one?
No, I said they're fourth.
No, fourth.
They're fourth. Okay. Who'd you have number one?
The Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm not that crazy, sir. Promise you.
I see
Sorry.
right now. I see exactly where the division is. But here's one of the things, and I'm not saying this, okay? But there are people. I mean, who is it? That nut on Fox with the long greasy hair and the beard thinks that the Buccaneers are going to be in the Super Bowl. Okay, so I'm not saying it. I think they're a good football team. The most improved football team in this division is going to be Atlanta. Okay, I'm telling you right now, he is slowly catching on. They're not going to win the division, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to make a play for the playoffs. I really believe it. And the main reason why is because he's got everybody on his side. You don't have people talking bad about Michael Pence. I haven't heard it. And if they did, I probably would have ignored it because what he is doing, where he is an atypical quarterback. This is what they do in reality. They're not superstars coming out of college like you're seeing a couple of them. This is the natural progression on what he is. And I think we're going to see an improvement on the Atlanta Falcons side. And if they start losing football games, it's not going to be because of Pence. So I think he is going to be a guy in the next 3 or 4 years, whether he's on Atlanta or someplace else. If someone decides, yeah, we need to have that guy, and they go grab him, they're going to be happy they did. This is going to be the next guy that's going to step up in reality, coming out of that regular quarterback role. Learning the game, getting it set. Third year, about the fourth year, you're going to see this guy take off, and he is going to be one of the biggest superstars in the NFL. Yeah, I said it, and no, he isn't white. So there you go, Podfather. So but as far as what's going on now, the Buccaneers are the better football team in this division. They should be able to beat them. However, the Saints ought to be ashamed of themselves. The Saints ought to be ashamed of themselves. This is a football team that has gone they were really, really good at one point. And then they slowly started going down, and they seem like they have not been able to figure out what the problem is and why the slide keeps going down. They are doing nothing to get out of their own way of being as bad as they are. This is a football team that for the next, I would say 5 years, there's going to be this football team right there.
Going to amount to jack squat.
And that's the bad thing, because the Saints were a pretty good football team at one point. So I do feel bad for our boy Z, who is a Saint fan. He says they can't get out of their way either. There's no way that he's going to be on. And those that know Z's story, you know why. He's just not feeling well. He was going to try to come up on the show, just not feeling well. So that being said, the Saints are in a very, very bad spot, and I think they do finish last. Bryce Young needs to take that step forward. He doesn't have to be a superstar yet, but he does need to take 2 steps, not 4 steps. And if he takes 2 steps and then the team realizes who they quite possibly can have with that guy and build around them, they'll be better as a franchise as a whole. But right now, they're not doing anything to help anybody. They're just grabbing up players and it doesn't seem to make sense when they grab up the players, and the ones that they grabbed up are not all that great. So that's just kind of the way. So I got Bucks. I have Atlanta. I have the Carolina Panthers and the Saints within this division of football. So that will take us then over, Bryce, to the AFC South, my division of football. Now, if you want me to talk to you what I think about what's going to go on this division,
yes, I want you to go first. I'm waiting to hear this.
I'm actually kind of excited for a couple of football teams in this division. A couple of them. And They're not necessarily my team because I think there's a lot of things going on. Now let's just start with the worst team in this event. You have Indianapolis, you have their Houston Texans, you have my Jacksonville Jaguars, and then you have Tennessee. All three of these teams made moves that really helped their football team. Even the Jaguars, okay, they made moves to help them. So as far as the division is concerned, I see a lot of things that it can go either way, but only one team's going to be up on top, and that's the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are the best football team in this division, and it's not even close, folks. Okay, they may lose a game here and there that they have no business losing, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to win this division probably by 3, if not 4 football games. They're going to be that good. They're going to. They're going to. I think they had their come to Jesus last year. I really do. I think they're gonna just turn around. Oh, come to Jesus happened in Houston. They're gonna be it. Now, the team that is gonna end up in second place, it pains me. I can't say it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. It pains me. Now, I'm not saying Indianapolis is a good football team, but I think right now, if you put them head to head, I think they might be better all around. Now, the Jaguars, they got some good pieces working on. Now, whether or not they'll work together in a real football team or a football game is questionable. It'll be there. But you look at Indianapolis, their defense is not bad. They're actually pretty good. And I think that's what's going to be the difference between Indianapolis finishing second in this division before the Jaguars. It'll be defensively. What we're going to get, hey, we can have all the hopes of the number 1 draft pick out of, and bringing them in to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I just don't think it's enough for them right now. And by the way, I listen to Tom McManus religiously. I watch all his shows, and I don't even think he believes what he says sometimes. It's just sometimes I hear him, but he's expecting a lot from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not,
Look at
I'm going to use
Tom McManus on this show. That's a first.
I tried to get him on. This guy is so busy now. I tried to get him on, and I'm not going to bother him. But I'm telling you right now, the Jaguars. Now they have a lot of upside, and that's just whether or not it's going to happen. And let's be honest, we all know when they went and got their number 1 draft pick, that Hunter, that they obviously think that this is going to be the guy. But the problem is they got this.
Duval.
And I'm sorry, I can't get past it. I can't get past it. Now, if you believe the experts, Bryce, you were talking about, and the guys are in it, they're saying this guy is turning this football team around. Well, I got news for you. Until week number 1 of the NFL, I don't trust any of it. I'm not going to do it. So I can't even put Jacksonville in second. I think Indianapolis is just a better football team, just straight up, period. And then you got the Jaguars. They might get better, and I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see them finish second in this division. They're just not. Then you got Tennessee, rookie, their quarterback situation. They lost their quarterback. Now they got their rookie that they brought in.
You have Tennessee finishing over Jacksonville in the division?
I have Indianapolis finishing over Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville in third in this division, and then finishing it up with Tennessee. I'm not expecting a lot out of Tennessee at all. So, rookie quarterback. They lost their guy that they thought could be the guy, but he's got
Tom
hurt.
McManus is ashamed of you. Tom McManus, when he listens to this, will be ashamed of you right now.
When have I ever been wrong about the Jaguars?
That's not fair.
No, that's not fair. You're right, because guess what? I'm usually right about them. But here's what my hope is. I hope they can finish second in this division. I hope that they develop the chemistry. I think they made some good moves, not great moves, but they made some good moves. But I want to see what the coach does with the players, because just like the Detroit Lions, I'm not expecting them to go win that division over there in the North because of the coaching changes. New coaching, new changes, new attitudes with the players. Will it work? I don't know. We'll find out. That is the reason why But so, Bryce, what's your take up on the AFC South?
Well, first of all, okay, let's go through.
I threw him a curveball. He missed that one by a mile. He's trying to gain his composure.
Number four in this division. This is an interesting one.
It really is.
Who do I believe in more? Cam Ward or Daniel Jones? Indianapolis Colts are number 4. They've got Daniel Jones at the quarterback position. I like the defense. They can play fast, but Daniel Jones is.
I agree.
I don't believe in him at all. I got them finishing last in division. Number 3, I'm going with the Tennessee Titans. I like Tony Pollard as a player. I think I would rather take the upside of Cam Ward than I would the Indianapolis Colts and their situation right now. I know that's a little bit of an upset, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe in the Indianapolis Colts. I got them number 4. I'm going to go with the Titans finishing 3rd. I'm not saying these teams are going to finish with great records, but I'm going to go with the Titans 3rd. Number 2, I'm going to go with Sonny's Jacksonville Jaguars. Look, I know Sonny loves to weirdly crap on his own team. At the quarterback position, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence way over Cam Ward and Daniel Jones. Okay, you may not like the head coach because he had a goofy moment, but with Brian Thomas Jr., I think the defense can hold a little bit with Josh Allen. I think you've got
love Josh Allen.
I got them, competing for second in this division, and number 1 is the Houston Texans. They have the best quarterback. I think their defense is going to be pretty good. They've got Nico Collins. No Joe Mixon. Let's see what Nick Chubb has left, a veteran. They've got some other guys. So I'm going to go there. But my upset here is I have the Titans finishing with the better record than the Colts.
Before I get it over to the Podfather, let me ask you this before with the change in Indianapolis at the quarterback position from Anthony Richardson. This is a third-year player that is, you got Daniel Jones beating you out. Now, I don't know how you feel as a franchise moving forward with that thinking. However, the only thing I'll say, and I'm not saying it's great, okay? Let me just preface this. He's not the best, but he's better than Anthony Richardson. Some folks were talking about that guy being something that you could really look at. He's going to be the starter out of default because of his NFL experience. Now, I think he wins more football games than Anthony Richardson as well. So, but the promotion isn't great because of the football team. But I think as far as where they can go, that defense is going to be able. And if you remember when and if Daniel Jones was winning football games, their defense was the ones that was holding it out. So if they can figure out a better offense for Daniel Jones to be a better quarterback, then you get the opportunity to where maybe see him. But the thinking about what Anthony Richardson, going into his 3rd year, Daniel Jones, that is a bitch slap across your face there, Podfather.
Well, not to my face because I don't care about the AFC South. Okay, from top to bottom, because really, I don't pay attention to this division that much. I probably will this year because I'll have more time to watch them. But number 1, first place in the AFC South. Let me go top to bottom. Houston Texans. This is their division to lose.
Yes, it is.
Now, they could lose it, and that'll be a lot of fun if they do, but this is their division to lose if everything goes right. They will come out of this thing probably with a way better record than they probably should have going into the playoffs. And that could be misleading considering the other 3 teams that are in the division. It's kind of like the whole thing back when Dallas was running high back in the day. They're beating the Redskins, the Giants, and the Eagles, and all three teams suck. So you play them twice, you go into the playoffs with 6 already built-in wins, and then whoever you beat up around you help get there. That could be Houston this year. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to go Jacksonville Jaguars because there's more ups. I mean, minus the goofy moment that Mr. Duval said over there. I do like their team. Now, they are one quarterback knocked out of the season to change that prediction, but who is? Look out that window. Every team is like that. If Aaron Rodgers goes down to Pittsburgh, who do they got to rely on? Byron. The guy they had before. Whatever his name is, I can't remember. But if Dallas if they lose Dak, they're stuck with the guy that everybody had high hopes for until they saw him playing the preseason. So, it's I like them a lot more than I like the Colts and I like and the what's the other team? Brain fart. Who's it? Who else is in the South?
Tennessee.
Thank you. Okay. Those two are going to have a dogfight with each other.
Yeah, Panthers and Tennessee will be a good game.
Rookie quarterback might have the kind of season that rookie quarterbacks are having these days. Unbeknownst to what Sonny would like to have happen. Look at the guy from the Commanders last year. Look at the guy from Houston the year before that. They're brand new. The brand new quarterback toy they got there could be the end all be all to help that team find its way. Will it? I don't know, but I think he'll have some rookie growing pains, so throw more interceptions than he want to. So I'm going to pick them to finish fourth, and I'm going to pick the Indianapolis Colts to finish third. I think Daniel Jones getting out of the pressure cooker that is New York and going to Indianapolis, a place where you can hide your talents away in a Midwest area and do pretty well for yourselves. I think that'll really benefit him and help him find his focus again. Again, this was not a bad move for him to go there, and he's not a bad quarterback. He's just, again, playing with the Giants, playing against a dominating defense with the Commanders had, playing against the Eagles, and not having a chance to beat the Cowboys, really, except he might have beat them once, maybe. But, getting lit up by them for years, maybe this helps him out, especially in a division that's a little weaker than the NFC East. So, yeah.
I love the schedule for the Colts, though. And they start off against the Broncos. They're going to get their crap kicked out of them. But then they got the Titans after that. The Rams, I think they can be competitive. But then it's Raiders and Cardinals after that. So they got a good chance of getting out of the gate. Now, I'm not saying they'll continue it on, but they got a good chance of getting out of the gate. And we might be talking a little bit about Indianapolis and that football team for a little bit before they ever come to Jesus.
The bad thing about the NFL, though, and we're going to see this in college football as well, it ain't about how you start the season. It's about how you finish. And
Absolutely.
will they have enough tools in the toolbox to finish the season strong as opposed to starting off pretty strong? We'll have to wait and see. It's This division might beat themselves up constantly just to see who the best third place team is.
Yep.
And
all right. You're looking good. All right, guys. What we got to do there, Bryce? You probably got to split. If I'm not I'm not sure what your schedule is.
Yeah, I do.
But we do appreciate you coming in, especially as we are doing the live broadcast here from Barrio Brewing Company here, the Arizona's oldest brewery here. Check it out. It's right down the street from my place, 5803 South Sassaman Road, number 12, Mesa, Arizona.
Listen, based on these takes today, Sonny, you definitely started early drinking that spicy cactus juice.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. So we're going to take
next week.
Next week, week number 1, regular time. So we'll be doing that. We're taking it right up to the game. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. Bryce, you have yourself a good one. We'll be back here. We'll finish out the hour here, coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company here in Mesa, Arizona at the Gateway Airport. We'll be right back.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett. Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at SaxeIcehouse.com. Go Mustangs!
Well, you could tell by the way Ben Johnson talked, the man had a plan on just who would start. Won't see Caleb, Cole, or Rome, so let's see how these backups perform. Hope the team looks right this first Sunday. Hope the third stringers came to play. My friends, it's time to clap your hands. Our first chance to see the game plans. In this perfect weather, the Bears fans back together, feeling preseason vibes, having good times. Our hopes reawaken past last seasons are breaking, feeling preseason vibes. Hope luck's on our side, but wait, it might end in a tie, end in a tie. Oh my, it did, and in the tide. No one won. The tide. Good try. The Bears.
Me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, coming to you live from Mesa Gateway Airport as we are here at Barrio Brewing Company, the oldest brewing company here in Arizona. We think we're going to be doing this on Monday nights, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. We got to decide when we're going to get that done, getting it all set. It's going to be a lot of fun. Probably around 3 is going to be my guess because at the time 3 Arizona time, 5 o'clock over in your side. Yeah, it's not working, is it?
I still can't see you.
Still can't see me, but much rather see the planes go behind me here. It's kind of cool. All right, so that being said, we talked about it. We got it all set. One of the things that just really quick, we'll just pop back up on Parsons really quick because I think it's really interesting. Here is, as soon as Parsons went over to the Green Bay Packers, these numbers took a, I mean, these numbers went crazy. So the experts, the odds, the people in Vegas seem to think that this is going to be a difference, as far as Michael Parsons going on. I don't know, so thinking about the NFC North pod founder, my question would be to you is, do you want to make any changes to what you saw with Micah Parsons going there compared to where before? Where did you have the Packers in this division? Did you have them win the division? I did. This just kind of solidifies it. Yeah. This maybe.
Honestly, I got them in the Final Four this year in the NFC, if not going all the way to the Super Bowl.
Was that before Micah Parsons went there, or do you think the addition makes them that much better?
Well, I mean, look at it this way. I mean, you show us the odds of how the Packers are going to do with him. How are the Cowboys going to do with him? Not any better.
Yeah, it's week 4, isn't it? Parsons comes back week 4.
That's not my question, Sonny. No, I mean, what were the odds of the Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl with Micah Parsons?
I fully agree with you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but yeah.
You made a good point with Bryce as far as that's concerned. So you're not going to go any further than you are without him. You might as well keep the money in your pocket and maybe spend the money for the future. And I think that's what Jerry finally decided to do in reality here. And you can call it a dingbat move, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad move. I don't think it's that's what it is. I don't think it is as drastic as Bryce seems to think it is. Now, as far as the final results, what it could be.
Well, I look this way. Jerry Jones doing what we do with my job. When we let go of things and get out of our hands, we clear our hands and move on. I think that's what he did. I think that's exactly what he did.
So, anyway, I think that's really interesting. By the way, my prediction on Indianapolis is a gut feeling in reality. Because look at this is what you're looking at. These are the starting quarterbacks since Andrew Luck retired. Okay, so you got a total of 11. You got 11 starting quarterbacks for your football team. And I don't know if anybody, I think maybe Jacoby Brissett had an opportunity, but then he got hurt. So that part I know about. But Phillip Rivers, he tried to resume his career up there. That didn't happen. Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz. And we're talking about some guys that people know of in reality. Joe Flacco actually even spent some time there. And so, with what is going on with Indianapolis, I'm just going on a gut feeling that maybe this could be something different. Now, it might end up being just put, go ahead and put his face up there on that right here. Put him up there. Daniel Jones, and make him just a full dozen right there since 2019. Now that's only 6 years ago. Average of 2 quarterbacks a year. It's just not great. And that division, we talked about the division, right? That division isn't the best division in football. If you got an opportunity to make a move in something, I think you want to be in the AFC South in reality.
I think Daniel Jones in the best situation. He's in the best possible situation a quarterback like him can be in. I mean, you're not a rookie. You know how this league works. You've been in a pressure cooker for a while. Now going over to Indianapolis, where maybe the expectations aren't as high. You have plenty of opportunity to fail, and it not really hurt you that much.
Pressure cookers off big time. You're right about that.
And I mean, granted, the Giants shouldn't have it. They only got a pressure cooker because they're in New York,
right?
But again, they weren't dealing with the idea that, hey, we have a Hall of Fame quarterback in our team up here in New York. The Jets have that problem. So, when you threw that list up there, how many of those 11 quarterbacks you got up there are destined for the Hall of Fame?
Destined for the Hall of Fame? Maybe Matt Ryan.
Maybe Phillip Rivers.
Maybe Joe Flacco.
Nick Foles got a ring. Maybe not enough, though. Carson Wentz just got picked up by a team recently. And I was really hoping Jerry would at least sit there and go, let's bring him in as a competent backup to Romo, because he is competent as the backup quarterback.
Yep.
A lot more so than what we have now.
He went back to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, but then again, Dallas may not be looking at today. They may be looking at tomorrow, like Parsonsville. They might be more focused on the next 2 or 3 years with the new head coach, as opposed to his first year, where we're just kind of we got a full washcloth. We're just kind of rinsing it out to see what's gonna stay and what's not gonna stay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's but as far as Indianapolis, I mean, look, if you're in Indianapolis right now, I'd be kind of excited. Look, you don't know what you're going to have this year. You might have a 12-5 year this year, maybe. Then again, you might have a 5-12 year. I mean, it's either or. It really is. And honestly, that's kind of how the Titans are. That's kind of how the Jaguars could be. The Jaguars are going to be as good as long as they keep Travis Hunter on the field. The problem is
they also got to keep Lawrence up in the back in quarterback. If he goes down, forget about it. And then if you still have a little chance with Hunter if you can get him the ball. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
But then again, Jacksonville could pull a trade with Cleveland and bring in Shedeur Sanders.
Hey, you never know. Hey,
you think he would want to go back to Florida?
I don't want
as opposed to
it's not even close to what you want to even have. But I can think of worse.
I know Shedeur Sanders got released by the Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and they was actually rumored to maybe get picked up by the practice squads for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what the talk was. That having been said, if someone asks me, why am I changing I'm not changing my opinion about Shedeur Sanders. Okay, I can't stand the guy. Okay, but if he is a fraction of what his daddy was, can you imagine what he might be able to bring to a football team? Might be able to bring. Obviously, he's not his daddy, but he's got his daddy's tendencies. He's got all that. And even though I couldn't stand Deion Sanders, when I was a 49er fan, I loved having him on there. You just don't know
It's like
if
T.O.
he's going to take that step up. Yes, he had a horrible preseason game, but I think
You know what though? And ask yourself this though.
okay,
Right now,
right
we're
now,
looking right now.
okay.
Who is more NFL ready, Shedeur Sanders or the other quarterback, Gabriel? Because Gabriel had a better preseason. Now I know best preseason that's against players who aren't going to be playing, but Shedeur Sanders had the same impact with those kind of players. He had one good game and the other two not so good.
I don't know, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I don't know. I don't think Gabriel should have been picked before Shedeur Sanders. I'm just saying it. Okay, I'm just saying.
But he might be a better fit though.
Might be a better fit based upon the type of game that they want to play, right? Because we can sit here and argue all day long. Shedeur Sanders and Gabriel, they're two different quarterbacks. Okay, they totally. Gabriel is the that pocket passer that Sonny loves. Okay, I don't know if he's going to be any good at it or not. I don't know. I think Shedeur Sanders can be good at it, and then you add the feet to it and what he can do with his feet. I think I like Sanders more than I like Gabriel. If I was going to put it there, I don't like the kid. Can't stand him. Ego just kills it. But we're talking about the Cleveland Browns. Okay, it's not like they're the 49ers, okay, and they need it's not like they're the Chiefs, these Super Bowl contending teams. No, they're bottom of the barrel. Scrape it out. If you're going to scrape out something good, it's got to be Sanders because he's the only name on that football team. So do it. Start him week 1. Listen, Joe Flacco, he won it, and there's the way they're going to go. Wonderful. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't think it's anything that they should be writing home to mama about. Because Joe Flacco being named, the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, hell, he ought to be embarrassed for even being on that football team. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You might as well, just throw them in there. I know it won't happen, just like I know Frank Gore's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and I don't think he should be. At the same time, just run it out there. See what it can happen. Put him in for the first 4 games, then put Joe Flacco in, because guess what? This is the last year for Joe Flacco. Who cares if he's upset, right? We got to worry about young players and how they feel. If you put Shedeur Sanders in there and then he fails, he can put it on himself. And that's another thing. It's good, bad, and indifferent by starting him there. And now, I am not saying at any stretch that people have already been talking. I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders is better than Joe Flacco. I'm just saying what's the damn difference in reality, because you're not going to win. You got them in 4th place in the AFC North, or do you got? Yeah. So what's the difference? You're going to be digging out of the barrel anyway. You might as well do it and see if you can get some confidence. Even in a losing season, this guy can develop some confidence and be ready for next year. That's my take.
Or he can end up being what the guy that quarterbacked the Bears for a couple of years until he went to the Steelers. The league ate him up for a good 2 years with really no hopes of being a better quarterback. I mean, you hope that he would figure it out, but then he wasn't figured out in Chicago. He went to Pittsburgh, and then he had to deal with the Russell Wilson fiasco out there. Look.
And he went to the Jets.
Here's the thing. When you're coming up against a player's probably his final year, honestly, we don't know. I mean, maybe his final year as a starter, he might have 2 or 3 more years as a provable backup for someone.
If he decides he wants to do that, though.
If he decides to, yeah, you're right.
But I've seen interviews with him. I don't think he's interested in that.
No, but the thing is, though, is that he's kind of earned the right to be where he's at, especially with a team that really freaking sucks. But the thing is that all he can do is fail, right? If he succeeds up there, well, it's Joe Flacco. He's won big games before, right? But if he fails, then
Super Bowl ring too.
Yeah. more than Romo had, more than Dex got. So I mean, if he fails, you look at your bench and go, all right, is it time? It's one thing to have an IQ to play the game, but if you don't have the NFL IQ to do it on a week to week basis, which I don't think Shador has right now. I think a lot of as you point out,
think Sanders does? I'm not criticizing. I'm asking. You think Sanders is, or what's his name? Gabriel.
I don't know that he is either. But the thing is, though, is that they're both rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And the fact that now you have a platoon of quarterbacks that that can come in and out of the game. Look, this gives Shador Sanders a chance to come into the game periodically, and maybe shows that he can do this. But in the meantime, you still have a proven starter who may not matter at all nowadays because maybe his time is come and gone. But at least you have the assurance of a guy who can, if he is that player, I don't know if he's even that player, that can take a guy under his wing and go, all right, this is how you prepare yourselves for this kind of defense. And he goes out there and gets lit because the Cleveland Browns offensive line sucks. Right. I mean, again, if their offensive line sucks and Shador Sanders is running for his life, how long is he going to last in this league?
Well, you can ask that to RG3. Right. You can ask it about a lot of players that have been that kind of player. But I will agree with, as far as Gabriel is concerned, the way it works, as far as Flacco being the starter, the natural place to go would be, as far as the type of player that he is, would be Gabriel. But also you got there's a business side of this as well. You get him in there, and that being Shador Sanders, those jerseys, by the way, are selling like hotcakes, just to let you know. I mean, so you just continue the business side portion of it. And I think that'll all depend on where they are as a record if a change needs to happen for the Cleveland Browns.
I remember back when Drew Bledsoe was quarterback for the Cowboys, right? And he was kind of just starting to spare people to death, and he was just to the point where even Parcells says, look, enough's enough.
Right.
But he threw Romo in there. Just on a whim. Hey, throw him out there and see what he's got. We've seen some promise in games that don't matter, so let's see what he's got now. And he proved that, hey, the league wasn't ready for him, so he was able to do what he did. Kind of how Dak Prescott started off his career. No one had any idea how this guy was going to do. Then once they had a year of tape on him, then all of a sudden he started doing interceptions. He couldn't read defenses. Now they have all tape. Yeah. So, the thing is, right now, Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, the only footage you have of him is in college and maybe preseason. But, how they played in the preseason, while I hate that being the barometer because, again, those games don't really matter against players who aren't going to be in the league, it does show what their mindset's like pressure-wise when they're in the bat, when they're being rushed by essentially a nobody, how they're going to handle when TJ Watt goes out, so there is that aspect. Is Shador Sanders ready for that? He seems to think he is. But then again, like I said with the whole Andy Dalton thing, you got to have that kind of ego to think you can play at that level regardless. So, the Browns are a shit situation regardless, but they have a better outlook of what they could possibly do. Will it work? That's the question. Will it work? They might have the best idea, but if it doesn't work, then it's a shit idea, right? So, it sucks. It sucks to be in Cleveland. It sucks to deal with that. I mean, you put the Cleveland Browns against the Ohio State Buckeyes right now. Ohio State kills them. So,
yeah,
their defense alone will destroy Shador Sanders. So, look, Cleveland's going to be Cleveland. Until they can't be Cleveland anymore.
I agree, and that's the way I feel about the Jaguars. They're going to have to show you something first, right, before you decide that you're going to get on them and say, "Hey, let's take this." Let's make it to where we're close to the playoffs, because that's all these two teams can end up doing. That being the Jaguars, and let's try to get close to making the playoffs.
Well, it's like the New England argument. What were the Patriots before Brady? They were a serviceable team, but they weren't big time win. They went to the Super Bowl with Bledsoe.
Yep.
I mean, and they went back in the '80s and played against the Bears and got the shit kicked out of them.
Yep.
But I mean, in between all that stuff, what were they? They were just New England. So, until you find the right piece of the puzzle, and every team is looking. Dallas looking for it. Washington's finding it. Washington just re-signed Terry McLaurin. So I mean, the fact that they're putting all their pieces in place. McLaurin did what every other guy does: just sit out at training camp and not show up until you get the better deal.
Definitely.
It's the bad thing is the Browns are not even the best team in Ohio right now. So
yeah, this is true.
But having actually I take that back. I had the Browns finishing third because I went on a limb and said the Cincinnati Bengals finished fourth and Burrow's out of there. So
I think third is the right place for him.
yeah.
I do. I just I'm trying to think here. Yeah, you got the Ravens that are there. I got the Bengals in second. I have the Cleveland in third. Who's the other team I'm missing?
Sonny, are you there?
I'm here.
You're like John Cena. We can't see you.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying. Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Holy cow! I mean, goodness gracious! I mean, the division is amazing. So,
It's tough. I mean, the NFC and AFC North are going to be tough divisions. So.
Oh man, interesting. All right, look at this. Wrong button. This one right here. What do you think? Second-year quarterbacks, and you got great names here. I'm telling.
Except for the last one, yeah.
Yeah, and he is starting his second year. I don't know if he's going to get a come to Jesus in a bad way, I think. But I already know who I think is going to be the second best one in this. I think we're going to see Michael Pence. Now, they might not make the playoffs like the other teams, but I think he'll be a better football player. I think he'll be a more exciting player. I think that he's the next star. If he doesn't do it this year, I think he'll definitely do it next year. But then your decision, I think, has to be looking really at Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. Those are the two guys that really kind of brought it on last year. So what's your take? What's your look?
Okay, if I was going to take these 6 quarterbacks and rank them, number 6, Spencer Rattler, clearly.
Okay.
Number 5, I'm going to go Drake May.
Me too. So far, you're right.
Of course I'm right. Number 4, Caleb Williams.
That's where I'd have it.
Okay. Number 3, Michael Penix.
Okay.
Number 2, Jaden Daniels, and number 1, Bo Nix. I believe in Bo.
I don't know if I believe in Bo, and I don't even know if I believe in Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels had a great season last year. Yeah. Bo Nix, but the upswing on him is definitely there, and I don't know who has the better upswing. By team, I think it's a better, being the Broncos. But as far again, I think Michael Penix could be the guy that outplays Bo Nix. I think Jaden Daniels is the real thing. I think he's the real deal.
We'll see. I mean, remember they thought RG3 was a real deal too until
you're not lying about that. And we found that out. So now go here. I thought you might find this interesting. These are the Super Bowl titles by division in the AFC. So we see the numbers and which divisions.
That's funny. That's funny because all of them are from New England.
Well, exactly. I'm glad you noticed that. I thought that was really interesting as far as that's concerned. Those are all Patriots, all 9 of them. Then you get the split with Baltimore, and the Steelers in the AFC North. Super Bowl titles over the years yeah, obviously Pittsburgh is the most. Baltimore hasn't gotten quite there yet.
And then the two in the South are all from.
Yep. And the AFC South, of course, those were Peyton Manning's 1 year, and I think.
Johnny Unitas.
Yep. So and so interestingly enough, I found that and let me see if I have the NFC one. I think I do. Let me grab that one up here.
When you think about it, when you look at that, the AFC West has had the more dominant division because they've had 3 teams that have gone to the Super Bowl and won it.
Yeah.
I mean, the East has got the 1 team, the North has got 2 teams, the South has got 1 team. So the West has pretty much been dominating.
All right, talk a little bit because I'm frozen. I'm going to unfreeze real quick. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to, by the way, check out Wednesday on the Podfather channel as I will have my own pick show as well. And, of course, those picks might actually change by the time we record on Sundays because, things can happen, injuries can happen, suspensions can happen, whatever else. And, that could always alter a game. But check out the Podfather Pigskin Picks on the Podfather channel on your YouTube channel. Just go there, like, subscribe. I do movie reviews. I do wrestling shows. I do a lot of stuff. I'm going to put some traveling stuff on there as well. So definitely check that out. And who knows? I'm trying to grow my own brand with it. So I'm not wrestling no more. So I have nothing else to do. And of course, I can't drive anymore because, well, I got to get that fixed.
Now, here's the NFC side of it. I refreshed so I could get unfrozen. Here's the NFC side. A very interesting look as far as the East is concerned. And that's a split up there of a lot of players, a lot of teams in reality. I love that NFC. You should be happy about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've always said the NFC is the toughest division because, they produce the most winners. Because all 4 teams, because all 4 teams have won a championship.
Yep. 3 down in the NFC West, believe it or not, Seattle as well as the Rams and San Francisco. Most coming obviously with San Francisco.
Now the Cardinals had a chance against the.
Oh man, I was here. I was in Arizona. I was in the kitchen. I thought they won after they scored that touchdown. I went to get a drink, a celebratory drink.
I mean. Man. The NFC South, all 4 teams have represented the Super Bowl. Now only 2 have won, but good for them. Of course, Green Bay, the Bears have done it. The Vikings have gone 4 times.
Cam Newton going to live off of that Super Bowl appeance loss? For the rest of his
he ain't doing anything else.
Yeah, well, I know that's what I'm saying. He just lives off of that. And I wasn't all that impressed from that one either, although I didn't mind his press conference. He was pissed he lost, and I was okay with it. Everybody gave him so much garbage about that. And I was like, well, you know what? That's just what happens when you get into a competitive field and it ends up where it is. So I thought that was interesting. I brought those up there for you to take a peek at.
By the way, on my new show on Wednesday, I put in the link to this show as well. So people, if they go in to look to see what my show's about, they can see the link to this show as well. So,
okay,
a little cross promotion because I'm willing to do that for you, sir. Because I'm here to help you out.
Hey,
I mean, I'm trying to get it.
I'm the worst cross promoter or promoter in the world. So there you go. I know. I admitted it.
You're so self-indulgent.
Yeah. So how about this? Are you impressed?
I sent that to you, didn't I?
I think it was in the group. I grabbed it up. I thought of it up. And
look. I hate the Nike alternative jerseys, but that's actually kind of cool. I don't know how Dallas has ever had one like that because I know they got the one with the one they do on Thanksgiving Star, but
they've had something like that before. All white in Rio. I've seen a couple of times with the Cowboys doing it that way.
Yeah, I don't like the white on white jerseys. They only work for 2 teams, the Colts and the Jets. But but I know Arizona does that as well. Atlanta does that as well. Almost every team does. I think the Commanders do it, which is stupid. But
so here's the 3. Here's the depth chart, and good, better, and different. It is the way it is. So watch out for Cleveland. But this one here, I was looking at. Here's your coaching for the NFL.
You look up anything, don't you?
Huh?
I can't wait till you show me the stadium attendance on every team.
I don't know why I had a hard time hearing you. Go ahead. Say that
I
again.
said I'm waiting for you to show me the stadium attendance for every team.
No, I have all the coaches in this round.
Time out. Mike Tomlin's only 3 years older than me.
I guess.
I had no idea John Harbaugh was that old. I had no idea.
Well, I did. I knew John Harbaugh was old, but then again, I know a friend.
I know. You could be sniffing. You could be sniffing this jock. I know that's what you do.
No, a friend of mine is a good friend of John Harbaugh.
You see who the youngest one is? You see who the youngest one is?
The youngest one? Yeah, I know. Just stop it.
Come on, bro.
Here's your AFC North on your coaching ages and things. Todd Bowles looks like he's heading the lead there at 61.
Kellen Moore is in for such a rude awakening this year.
And Matt LaFleur used to be the youngest. He was at one point the youngest. He's in his 4th year, so he was at 41. Ben Johnson 39, and then Daniels 44 years old, playing that out. But then you got 37-year-old Kellen Moore, your buddy, Kellen Moore. So.
He looks like he can drive a tour bus.
Yeah, he does look that way. All right, so who we got here? So here's your AFC East.
Well, shit. Who will die quicker, Pete Carroll or Andy Reid?
I don't know, but Aaron
you're
looks worse than those guys. I don't know.
Dude, you're old in the West, aren't you?
I am. I'm older than most of those guys.
No. I mean, if you're in the AFC West, you are old.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised Sean Payton's that old. I thought he'd still be in his 50s.
So amazing stuff. I mean, they're getting up there. How long will they keep going? That's going to, especially Andy Reid is up there. It's like God.
I mean, Landry coached him to his 70s, didn't he?
Well, that's true.
I mean, and he was only fired. So
I look at this, and because that you also got McDaniel at 42 years old. There's a lot of youngsters out there doing this and getting it all done. By the way, speaking of, the NFC East, this was a big deal.
I mean, that earlier.
This is a huge signing. And so
he's all happy now.
Yeah, everybody's going to be happy. They're on the same page. You don't have to worry about Daniels for 2 more years. So just keep them happy. Keep the number one. I don't know why they played this game with this guy in reality, but
they play with everybody. It's all agent driven. So I mean, the player has nothing to do with it.
Well, I know you say that, and I guess I want to disagree with you. I think the players have a lot to say about it. I really do. I think there's a lot that's going to go on there. What's this? Here we go. I knew I forgot to put. I wanted to put this up for Bryce. I grabbed this up just specifically for Bryce. And these are the quarterbacks for the Steelers. And there's some names on here, boy. I'll tell you.
That's true.
Aaron Rodgers obviously being the one, but since Ben Roethlisberger, look at that. It's crazy. Since 2021, it's just been a mess.
Well, I mean, Ben Roethlisberger deserved all that because he was truly one of the best quarterbacks the Steelers ever had.
I'm gonna tell you, I think he's a first ballot, and he won't get it. I just think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I just don't think he's going to get it.
I think he'll get it. I think he'll get in, but it won't be a first ballot.
Yeah, I know, which is sad. And there'll be non-football reasons. But, speaking of Dallas Cowboy players, former Dallas Cowboys players.
Oh, he'll be good for half the season.
if you can stay healthy is going to be the big question. You're
I
absolutely
mean,
right about that.
look, the guy is a great magician. He disappears halfway through the season. You're going, didn't he on this team or not? I forget. I mean, hell, he disappears in games where he's not even part of the system until you're like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to get bonus yards.
And I don't understand why they don't get him the ball earlier. I don't know if it's because he's not getting open or if whoever's throwing him the football don't get it to him. But
you're way over what you did.
What?
Back your microphone off. No. Move your thing down a little bit. There you go.
There we go. But I don't know. If they're not,
we'll put it down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just on the fly here.
Is this better?
Oh, way better. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you were like right in there like that for a while.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm having a hard time seeing because of the glare that's coming.
I'm seeing you too, sir. Don't worry about it.
Got someone walking back here. Who is this? Oh, they're getting on a plane over here. Gotcha. All right, so it's a little bit smaller airport than those major ones. But anyway, let's see. I got more stuff that we can talk about and things of that sort. Hold on.
You don't want to hear about my big week?
Not really.
You're right. You are self-indulgent. The hell with you.
No, I mean, I wouldn't think you'd want to talk about you.
I don't want to talk about me because it's there's some funny stuff that comes with it, and there's a lesson to be learned from.
All right, go ahead with your like I totally not sports related, but we've done that before. Go ahead.
Okay. The story time with the Godfather.
It's story time.
Okay, Monday, I was heading to work, right? Now, to paraphrase, to go back a little bit, about over a month ago, I was heading to work, and I've been kind of living dangerously by not having an actual driver's license. I have a Oklahoma ID, because I had a warrant in Oklahoma for a traffic ticket that I never got paid. So I just got an ID, because I have to have an ID at least. So I'm driving. I have expired tags on my vehicle, which I was going to get to eventually, but I just put everything off because I'm so damn lazy. And plus the fact that I may or may not have insurance on the car because while I dropped the insurance I had with Allstate, the people I was financing the car with they attached insurance on their own to put in for my payment when I did my car payment. So I don't have paperwork for that to prove anything. So there's that. So I got pulled over back in July. They pulled me over and they gave me 3 tickets and told me if I catch you again, you're going to be arrested. Okay, cool. So my court date was August 20th. Of course, that's on a Thursday. I have no money, so I couldn't make that. And then I had to pick up my son on Friday, which I totally forgot I had that at that point because my brain's not functioning the right way.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I had my son, take him home. Everything's good. Monday, I go to work. I get pulled over by the very same police officer that pulled me over a month ago. And he threw the book at me. Now, I called my job, told him what was going on. I still have a job, so I'm still good there. I just switched my days to Monday through Thursday that day. So this is not the best way to start a brand new shift. So anyway, I get my car impounded. I am brought to the police station. I am, I'm being detained and everything else. Then they give me everything and they take my mugshot and everything else, and they put me in the detention center. So I'm in there with 10 to 11 other guys. And I have. Let me ask you a question. How many phone numbers do you remember?
I can't say I know any of them.
I mean, if you were in trouble, you had to call me. Could you remember my number right now?
No.
Digits. Yeah. See, that's the problem I had because I remembered my in-laws, and I barely remembered my exes. Okay, so I'm like, and I'm trying to call them, but it would go every time I would call them, it would go to spam. And some people's phones are rigged to block all that. So
yeah.
Until and they have that way you can text them through the system, but it also goes into spam as well. They finally got one that I was trying to get a hold of them. So and because my biggest fear was A, do I have a job? B, will I still be able to have a place to stay when I get out of here because my rent was due? And see, and probably the most important thing, am I going to come into a dead dog? Because
Yes,
that's still in the cage. So so Monday happens. I can't get hold of anybody. I can't sleep. They give you a mattress that is about yay thick. There, that's it. They put you on a metal frame bed, bunk bed. Right? You can pick whatever bunk you want, whatever works. But I mean, but you're stuck. There is no comfort at all. There's no pillows. No. You have to fold your mattress to where you could have a pillow kind of thing. And nothing. And now they leave the Roku TV going for at least until 10 p.m. So first of all, who knew that 50 Cent had his own channel?
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I have to admit, I didn't know that.
I'm stuck watching Jackie Chan movies, which I could tell you right now, I could care less about Jackie Chan, let alone the fact that they actually have his voice dubbed in like Rumble in the Bronx. Which I'm like, we know what he sounds like. We saw Cannonball Run. Why are you doing this to us? So, anyway. So I'm there for now. Day 2, I'm in there. I finally get hold of my in-laws, mother-in-law. She had told me that they went to go get Poe and he's being taken care of, thank God. My ex had pretty much told her to let me rot in jail. Good for her. And that's sweet of her. And sure enough, I got to the point to where, I'm beside myself. The only thing I can do in there is either get up and walk around in circles. I couldn't eat worth the shit there because the food. I lost 7 pounds being in there. So hey, good.
There you go.
It's god awful. All they have is hot tap water to drink.
Wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're being punished, literally being punished.
You definitely
sounds like. Anyway, 2.5 days have gone by. I'm thinking I'll be in here for probably till Thursday or Friday. Then all of a sudden I get the call, Trey, round up your stuff. You're being bailed out. I'm like, thank God, my in-laws have done. My in-laws got hold of my sister, and everything worked out, and we're going to fix all that, everything else. That's all good. And of course, I'm still going to take care of my financial situation with the whole thing. And in the meantime, I have people taking me to and from work, and so I have still a way to get to work. I just can't drive the car. Which is also taking out me going to North Carolina in October because I have to, take care of my business.
Absolutely.
So my son messages me on Wednesday night because he had not known about any of this until now. Remember, when I have him at my house, we're watching prison movies. He likes Escape from Alcatraz. He likes The Rock. He likes, Lock Up. He likes The Longest Yard. He likes, whatever, right? So so his message to me was, heard you were in jail for a bit. I said, yeah. Try to come in here and help organize the team to go against the guards. and then he's like, oh, you tried The Longest Yard, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, but and don't get me wrong, I tried to scratch my way out of the walls, but I didn't have a poster to hide behind. Then my son, not missing a beat, said, couldn't get that Rita Hayworth poster going. Good. Like, wow. But I had told him, you joke around with it, and you say, look, your dad was very stupid, and obviously, it's a very teachable lesson to him. Hey, when you have stuff that's important to take care of it. Don't do what I did, because you will come back and pay. You'll come back and pay for it, and in any ways you'll want to pay for it. So, I'm still have a job, so that's a good thing. And
that is a good one.
Yeah, so. Everything's going to work its way out, but at the end of the day, it was such a humbling experience. So I'm sitting there in the little jail center, and right there is the Bible sitting right out there. The only thing you can now remember. I just watched 3 guys snore something off this thing not too long ago. And by the way, I am the least confident criminal in there. Okay, I mean, first of all, you have people in there for drug paraphernalia. You've got people who've stolen a car, killed a horse, had fled the police. I'm in there for traffic violations. Okay, so it's the least violent thing in the world. I'm in there for, but I'm in that. But it's kind of like if you're at a rehab center and for like brain trauma, you're in there with addicts and everything else because they have the same kind of trauma you have with your brain. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yes.
So anyway, kids, if you get into a traffic situation, by all means, take care of that ASAP, because if you're like the Podfather and you wait till the last minute, you be calling all the lawyer people and the bell bonds and people, and all of a sudden you got Lee Majors looking for you later. So you don't want that.
So they don't let you get numbers out of your phone?
No, because I asked, and it was like, no. Once you surrender your phone and your wallet to them, you cannot go back to it. That's why it's almost important to at least keep a list of 10 numbers in your wallet, so you'll have that to look at before you have to give that up, so you can remember what the number, so you can write it down for your own, like get a pen and write on your hand so you'll have something, because remembering numbers nowadays, it's hard because everybody puts it in their phone and it's listening to that person's name and said, Trey, okay, boom, there you go.
Boy, we're getting a lot of tips here.
I mean, we're here to learn here, folks. I mean, I'm here to teach. You're
an educator, man. You're an educator.
I'm an educator. Go with it. And by the way, there were 3 people in that place that knew where I worked.
Wow.
Because they remember that tattoo.
Yeah.
And so I was getting all sorts of questions of how that place makes money. And I'm like, well,
you were on a mission. You were on a mission from God.
Exactly. Well, the Lord didn't bless me anyway being in there, because showers are few and far between. But
there you go. No scrubbing bubbles either.
Well, I will say this: so everybody respected each other's space in there, and no one got violated in there. So, I mean, now people had their own, they had their own deal. Like people were sorting stuff off a Bible, and I don't know what they were sorting, but
that is interesting.
One person asked me if I wanted a drag off his e-cig. I'm like, no, I don't do that shit. I mean, I am the least person to do any of that shit.
Yes.
So, I mean, you've known me for years. You know how I normally live my life, and this is just one of those things that kind of knocked me on my ass for a little bit. But here we are, and my biggest fear was, man, I gotta get my NFC and AFC South predictions in quickly, because we start the season coming up here soon. I should do a podcast live from the prison cell. I mean, we're kind of
they won't let you in there. They won't do that. So
hey, can I have my phone for a second so I do a podcast real quick?
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break because I do need to use the restroom. Then when we come back, we'll finish up. There's some things in wrestling outside of some of the rest of the football stuff that we're going to talk about. We'll do that when we come back here. Coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company, Arizona's oldest brewery, located here at the Mesa Gateway Airport. We'll be right back.
Have hail damage to your vehicle and you're in the DFW area? Then First Choice Auto Hail is the first choice and right choice for you. First Choice Auto Hail Repair wants to protect your vehicle's value and investment by repairing hail damage. We even cover deductibles up to $1,000 per vehicle and can help you have your vehicle repaired for zero out-of-pocket costs. Give us a call at 469-288-2639. That's 469-288-2639. First Choice Auto Hail Repair, a name you can trust.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset that take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer field. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit the facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for a service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at saxeicehouse.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back into the Couch Potato Sports Show. We are on live here, coming to you from Barrio Brewing Company.
I have a question.
And yeah, wait. I know you almost too well. What kind of question do you have?
No, I mean, I'm just curious because, I'm seeing all the ads for Saxe and everything else. Obviously, you're not doing the sexy high school games anymore. Are you going to miss doing high school football games? Or are you going to
I already do. I missed week one, and I was just like, week one was just this past Friday on Friday Night Lights. It sucks. But I will be trying to get that all squared away and get going for next year here in the Arizona area. I just got here a little bit too late to where I can do anything, but I still promised I'd play the ads and stuff, so I am going to continue with that as well because I got a lot of people in that Dallas area that watch me. So that's something that we do. So, but that having been said, now what was the other things I had here? We got the coaches aid, we got that. Before I jump what is this? So here he is. This is the week number 4. This is when Micah returns to Dallas. I knew I had that placard somewhere before. So that's something to keep an eye on. Are you expecting? I mean, what are you expecting from this game with him coming back? I mean, obviously,
right now I expect the Packers to keep moving the shit out of the Cowboys. But I mean, the thing is, though, when a player leaves the home that he's at and he goes somewhere else and he's treated a certain way by the fans, like I'm sure there'll be some boos, but I mean, again, I don't know how the fan reaction will be for him as he comes back to Dallas because,
I think there's mixed emotions about him down
I think so
in Dallas.
because the person you should boo is probably the owner. At the same time, you're stuck with him, and you let go of a perennial favorite here with the team, and probably the guy that it's kind of the argument of when Herschel Walker left Dallas. Now Dallas had to play Minnesota that year, but how would he have been treated had he come back?
Right.
So like, I hope the fans can respect him enough to where, hey, look, he got his money. He's with he might get a ring this year. There's a possibility. It's a better chance of doing it this year than there would be had he stayed here in Dallas.
I would think so.
Huh?
I would think so. I mean, who's a better football team? Is the Dallas Cowboys or the Packers? I mean,
well, and also plus fact in the fantasy football world that we live in, I know not everybody's like this, and actually probably maybe a fraction, and not even that, like maybe 5% of the fans out there will cheer for the player for the cheer for the laundry.
Well, that's true.
And so when a player up and leaves, like if you're Alex Rodriguez and you leave to go play for the Yankees, of course you already hate the Yankees. Now you hate A-Rod because A-Rod didn't do shit for you in the Ranger.
Yeah. So,
I mean, there's a reason to hate him. Whereas with Micah was your team. He was your defense.
He seemed to be. He seemed to be the constant professional as well until this whole thing went down.
But then the question is always going to be brought up: what was he really like back then? Was he cool with? I mean, did the podcast overtake his personality to where that's what he was doing this stuff more for the podcast? Mm-hmm. Was he really a locker room leader? Because we assume he would be because of his stature. But I mean, like I heard his interview with the Undertaker on the Undertaker's podcast. You talk about a guy who was like, "Man, I just hope it all works out. I just hope it all kind of like I mean, it was nothing. I mean, he was pretty solid about it. Hey, look, we could have done this earlier, but we chose not to.
Right.
So I mean,
well, then you have to ask the question: was Michael Parsons a little bit ticked off they didn't get that contract done last year when they were doing everything with CeeDee Lamb? That was a big deal, but CeeDee's was a little bit more important. That's the reason why he got the attention.
CeeDee's was more dire because his year was coming up. Michael's still full year, so I mean,
at the same time, that was still being talked about. I wonder if there's a little bit of animosity that didn't get done when it could have got done, and then they wouldn't have got to this point if that didn't happen. And
it's the gambler part of this entire thing. It's the general manager or as an owner. I mean, do I gamble the idea that this guy's gonna be here and healthy and ready to roll for the next 5 years, or is this just fool's gold right now? I mean, you never know until it actually happens. I mean, how many players aren't the same player in that second contract? How many players, I'm not saying money impacts them, but, time impacts you. I mean, time impacts you a lot heavier than money sometimes. Money is obviously I mean, man, why should I go play hard if I'm already getting paid $30 million? There's always going to be that for people.
Well, we talked about that a lot on this show.
Yeah, well, I know you do because you think money is a big motivator for all these players. For the most part, it is. But the thing is, also those players who want to win. Who think winning. Money's great. Winning puts you in that legacy status to where now you're an all-time great. Now you're an all-time legend. Now you'll be remembered way past gone. We just lost Leroy Jordan recently, Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor member, one of the first ones to go in. I couldn't tell you anything about his career. I wasn't around to see it when he was there. But those who never seeing him will sit there and have those kind of memories. And that's what these players, after they get their money, the thing is, if you can't win a title before you get the big money, you go get the big money, then you try to go win that big money,
And you usually do that after the first big money takes. But I will say this. I hate the fact they lost the prospect of what he could possibly be because he's young. I mean, Parsons, he's still in just at the end of his first contract. So you're looking about how young he was and what he could possibly bring at a later date. I think, is it a loss for the Dallas Cowboys? Yes. I mean, and if anybody thought differently, this is a loss. There is no question. However, at the same time, how much was it? Here it is. I got it right here. 136 million, or a total 188. If they did that, I mean, oh my God! I mean, how much? How many players could you get for that amount of money? That's another thing, and I don't know if Jerry was smart enough to think of it that way, but that's what it is. Oh, who we got back here? Oh, we got the Air Force guys. Welcome back here. Yep, and that's cool. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm in the window to see things behind me. But I think this is. I think Jerry tripped into it. That it is a wash. Well, yes. Would it be great if he had him and if he would play 100% at that amount of money? Wonderful. But if he didn't, I don't think it hurts this football team. I mean, it hurts. Don't get me wrong, but you and I both know where they're going to end up in this division. They're not winning this division.
You know what? I equate to this. When the Dallas Mavericks had Steve Nash, Michael Finley, and Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay.
That was their big three, right?
Yes.
And they had a chance to win the championship in 2006. Didn't win.
Yes.
Then Nash went to Phoenix. Finley went somewhere else.
Yep.
And Dirk was there. And they built around Dirk. And then finally in 2011, they go back and they win the championship. They did that.
That was all on the shoulders of Dirk because that team was not stacked.
Right. Now
Dirk had to do what he had to do.
Right. Now, the Dallas have anything like that? The Cowboys anything like that? They hope they do with guys like Sonny and Dak Prescott. But again, they might have that with Overshawn. Again, we don't know about Overshawn because he's always hurt. He's a good player when he's out there. He's dominant as hell, but he's hurt. He gets knocked out of seasons. He didn't get knocked out of games. He's knocked out of seasons.
Absolutely.
So you don't know what you got with him at all. But you're hopeful. You're gambling. You really are. And, I'm hoping that Jerry can take – because as Jerry said, again, it's that 20% of the shit that he says. He says, just because we have guys, Sonny has tuned away from broadcasts. I have bored him to death. So, by the way, you could go to the Popfather's Piskins Picks on Wednesday on YouTube. Go to the Popfather channel, subscribe, like, go watch all the movie reviews I've done. It's a lot of fun. So they're going to kick them out of the place here soon. They're like, we've heard enough of your shit. But anyway. Go check it out. A lot of fun we're going to do. And Sonny's coming back to the lean focus now. Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah. Yes.
Turn to the side real quick. No, the other side. No, turn your head. Turn your head to the other side. Look the other direction. Because you look like Alfred Hitchcock.
You come up with this craziest crap. Oh my god! I will bring a light next week too.
No,
I
look. At the end of the day, the Cowboys have got other players on the team. Okay.
Yes.
They didn't trade away their entire team. They traded one player who was not practicing at all this year. So he has no impact with the head coach of this team. He is not part of the team's culture right now.
Right.
Probably wasn't ever really, because he was dealing with his own situation. So whatever is being built in the offseason was already being built already without him. So
well, at least they did something in the offseason this year compared to the year before. We only had many conversations of them not doing anything.
The only thing they really didn't do though was dress. I mean, I know they picked up a few running backs, but until we have that Bijan Robinson type player, who I think is going to be a solid back in this league, because he's a solid back on my Madden game. I mean, I'm saying my research is what I do.
You're trying to kill me.
Yeah, it's all dusty.
Yeah, trying to kill me over it. That's a great idea. All right, where were we?
Can't see you, so we don't know. So
yeah, so let's see here. Where are we at? All right, so Micah Parsons now is the man, and not by a little,
by a lot.
By a lot. You want to talk about all the players that are in that linebacker / defensive end money talk. They are foaming at the mouth to get to the next contract.
Dude, you know what this is? This is a 40 million club. Wait till the 50 million club happens.
Hunter should have got the 40. In reality, but dang, there's a lot of money being thrown around in the NFL.
Should he make more than Myles Garrett?
See, this is a great example. No, I don't think so. And this is what I was talking about with some of the experts, and I kind of agreed with some of them. I don't think he's TJ Watt money. I don't think he's Jamar. I don't think he's Myles Garrett money. I just don't. But and not only that, he's really kicking it with the amount he's making.
We had him around 38 million before this
right
place. So
yeah.
So the fact that again, I can't hate him for it because he's going to a place that is going to pay him.
Yeah.
And again, what his job? What are you doing? What his job is different.
It's our military. It's our military. I had to wave at our military, show them some respect.
You gotta kiss that ass. I get it. But no, I mean, look, the NFL does it too. So as far as being distracted by you just turning away from me here, sir.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Good Lord, I'm gonna strangle. You're lucky I'm 1,000 miles away. I'd be strangling you right now.
Are you 1,000 miles away?
I don't know. How far is it? It's far enough.
We'll find out here. See.
My guess is 500. My guess is 620 miles.
620. You want to take the over or under?
I just think that's how far I am. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you're way off.
Of course.
You are 13 hours and 3 minutes away from me, making it a total of 992 miles.
I'm way off. See,
you're almost 1,000 miles. Yeah.
It's only 2-hour air flight, so there you go.
What else? To get to where you're at, I have to go through the Panhandle of Texas, go all the way through Albuquerque, and then drop down.
Don't forget that left turn in Albuquerque. Okay.
Right. $8.
Anyway, all right. So we saw the money. All right. So then we see the odds after the Micah Parsons trade. Look at the odds of, first of all, winning the North. They popped, and they were actually second as far as the odds were concerned in the NFC North. But before this trade happened, they were at plus 185. So they had a 10 point jump as far as the odds are concerned And that's with Jordan Love. Now, I don't know. Good, bad, or indifferent, Jordan Love. I just think he's going to be a superstar soon. I don't know if it'll be this next year. But right now, Green Bay is in a let's win now situation.
He showcased it pretty well last year.
Yeah.
So, like he was up and coming. Like you're going to deal with him for a while.
Yeah, he's the next $60 million man. I'm telling you.
But it does tell you what they thought more about the Vikings.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that they're going to be going with a rookie quarterback this year, and he's going to be, they have a higher praise for him than they do for Caleb Williams.
Big time. Well, he's not really a rookie. He's a second year, but was out the first year.
But he's not.
I get what you're saying.
He hadn't taken a hit yet, so yeah, it's gonna. That's kind of interesting where they have the Vikings place because in a way that's almost like a ranking right there. They got the Packers winning, they got the Lions in second, they got the Vikings in third, and they got the Bears in last.
So I had Green Bay. I had the Vikings ahead of the Lions. I think Lions take a step back. I really do. Yeah, and it's really all because it's all about a coaching situation. You can play football and be great all day long. You don't have good coaching, you don't win. And so it's the unknown that's going on. So we'll figure out how the unknown goes. But
the thing about the Vikings is that because we just don't know. They have was it Ben Johnson? Is that right?
Yeah, Ben Johnson. The Bears have Ben Johnson. Who are you talking about? Its name starts with a C. Hold on, I'll get it. I'm gonna kick myself. Kevin O'Connell. Okay. So there I was.
Between him and then him going in there with the rookie quarterback, I say rookie because he didn't play last year, and he got a chance to sit and watch on the sideline, and maybe he learned something, maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Look at that coach, what he did with Sam Darnold last year. Okay, we're talking Sam Darnold. Okay, you're talking about a guy who's in a quarterback oblivion, and he got they won 13 or 14 games last year with Sam Darnold at the quarterback position. So that tells you something about the coach to the quarterback relationship will be huge this year for the Vikings, seeing how it's J.J. McCarthy and it's really his first year / second.
See, I think every quarterback in the league has that one opportunity to have that breakout performance year to show them why they are who they are. Dak had that his first year as a Cowboy, and even had that the year that they went and lost the Packers in the playoffs when the non-catch happened. I think a lot of good quarterback and Sam Darnold was waiting. He played for the Jets for a long time and got these shit kicked out of him for a long time. So
and in Carolina.
In Carolina, and also he played for the Niners shit, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he was getting the ever-loving shit kicked out of him for a long time. And all of a sudden, Brock Purdy, will he ever have the kind of year he had with the Niners from his first year?
We'll find out.
Probably not.
Because he got the big contract, so
they bit down and swallowed hard and gamble on Mr. Irrelevant. So we'll see what happens.
So here you go. We're talking J.J. McCarthy, 22 years old, almost 22 years. It's 21. Holy cow. Look where they're at. 44 years, almost doubled up there. So it'll be really interesting to see where, and Aaron Rodgers is concerned. He's got an opportunity. I just don't. I think I've lost. I've always been kind of his supporter for a while, but I think I just got to the point where I don't know what to expect. First of all, what to expect from him. Second of all, if he's going to be in a hypertainment whatever that word is, chamber. The weirdness of this guy has turned me off of him. He's just too much, and too much of a diva who thinks it doesn't sting. Going into a place where I think I feel I don't know if I feel good for Mike Tomlin or not going into this season. I mean, right now, I mean, we can talk about him being on the hot seat, and he is. Let's be honest, he's on the hot seat, and now he's got to put it in the hands of Aaron Rodgers. It should be.
What
I
if
don't know. It's that good, bad, or indifference. New coach maybe in there would be
what
great. I don't
what
know.
if he wins 12 games this year?
That's another thing. If he wins 12 games, he's got another at least 2 years as the head coach of that football team. But it won't be with Aaron Rodgers. I think that I've heard someplace that this is his last year. So I'm still trying to figure out why.
I mean, what if Aaron Rodgers wins 12 games this year? I don't care about
That's
Tom.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Aaron
I mean,
Rodgers.
if he wins, then all the crazy shit that he does and all the things that are turnoffs for a lot of people, it ain't gonna matter because the guy's winning.
For the
in Pittsburgh.
Steelers. For Steeler fans, yeah. But in general fans, I still think he's a nutcase. And I can't believe he got out. Thank you. And that being said, of course,
You know what you think about though? Look at all the great players in different sports that are great on their own, right?
Right.
But they have little ticks that just kind of make people look at it and go, I don't know. There's a lot of players that are like that. I mean, Michael Jordan wasn't always the most cleanest guy in the world, but we never really got to hear about all that stuff because there was no social media back in the day.
Right.
I mean, there wasn't podcasts and there wasn't all these crazy things. ESPN wasn't looking for just time killers to put on because all they do is put on gymnastics for 4 hours and be done with it. So,
I might even watch that though, So.
I know you bet. But
And there's the last thing we'll talk about. Here we go. Here's the list. Teams that have never won the Super Bowl. And there's 12 teams in there. Now, out of those, there's been some teams that's been to the Super Bowl but just hasn't won. And there's been some that's never even been to the Super Bowl in that list.
There's 4 that have never been.
Yeah, so
Browns, Lions, Jaguars, and the Texans.
And when I look at it, I think I only see one team that two. And if you want to say the Lions are good enough, I only see 3 teams that I think have a shot. Well, 4 if you count the Buffalo Bills. Right? So 4 teams: Chargers, Bills, Lions, and Bengals.
Okay. You know what? Before we get out of here, I'm sure we're going to close it down. Who are you picking for the Super Bowl? Who is your 2 teams?
I think it's going to be the Chargers on the AFC side.
It's a Harbaugh bias you got there. Okay, go ahead.
It's not a bias. It's
whatever. He's your guy.
It's not a bias. He never has been.
He's your Michigan guy. I get it.
He has never been for me, and he has never been a gay fan.
Whatever.
And they brought this. They didn't necessarily know. So, but that being said, I like Jim Harbaugh. I just never thought he was as great.
Okay.
It's just a me thing. So,
okay.
But
Chargers.
Now on the NFC side, I'm really lost. I'm telling you, I don't have a clue who's going to be good enough to do it because I think the Packers will be in the AFC Championship game, but I don't think they're going to win it. The problem is I think it's just going to be the 49ers. I think it's going to be the year for them, and I don't know. I just think I look at everything that they got going on, and
so you're saying Super Bowl 29 all over again, huh?
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be Super Bowl 29. Yeah. Okay. The way I look at it like this, there's 2 teams in the NFC that are gonna compete: the Packers and the Eagles.
Right.
And the NFC and the AFC, I think it's gonna be the Bills and the Ravens. And I'm gonna go Ravens, and I'm gonna go Packers.
Man, I like the Eagles, but I don't know if they'll double it up and do it 2 years.
Eagles are never good about doubling up, though. They're never good about it repeating.
Yeah. So.
But again, injuries play a big part in all this. how every team rebounds. You know, both the Bills and the Ravens have never shown they can advance beyond what they've done. So
that's a good point.
It's
well, neither the Chargers either. So that's
Yeah.
another thing. It's just like, dang. I think this is a year where we'll see one of those teams. They'll take that step forward, and
but notice
they'll
one
do
team
it.
notice one team we stayed away from was the Chiefs.
I don't know how I feel about the Chiefs. I'm going to pick them to win 95% of the games they play this year. I just don't know. I want to see them play the first 5 games before I listen. The Chiefs are good. They have a chance of making the Super Bowl again, but I want to see the first 5 games of this season. Not 4. I want to see 5.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Does Travis Kelce take her name, or does she take his name?
I don't know, but that picture you sent was the funniest thing I've seen in a while. Matter of fact, I was drinking coffee when I saw it, and I did the coffee spit. I'd never done that before, but it caught me off so much. It just came out.
Hey, honestly, I'm happy for both of them. Because this is not a forced thing or whatever. I mean, these two have been together for a while, so. Happy for them. Good for them.
They don't need anything from each other either. So it's not like a woman gold digger on the man rich or the vice versa.
Does he make her sign a prenup, or does she make him sign a prenup?
I think they signed it willingly. I don't think they even cared. I think they signed it all the way.
I mean, he makes tight end money,
but he's got other. That guy's got money.
Yeah.
It's not billions.
But then again, she's a billionaire.
I get it. But no,
then again, she's a billionaire, so it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
To say.
So, but here's the thing. I know after it was signed, Taylor Swift went.
Like saying, it's like, this is for us, Travis. You really want to do this.
This is for us. Liar. All right, that's going to do it for us here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, coming to you live from Barrio's Brewing Company here. It's Arizona's oldest brewery. We knocked it out. We'll be here on Monday nights for Monday Night Football, and we'll be doing it. Well, I'll probably be fine. I'll probably be flying solo on that. That's not a big deal. And on that, I'm going to go to table to talk to folks and stuff like that. When we do this, we can't do that. But if I'm flying solo, I'm definitely doing it because I have the old cell phone. It should work out just fine.
Well, while you're at it, tell them to like and subscribe to Powerfather channel.
Well, no, I gotta bring a light. Evidently, I just wasn't thinking like normal. So, but that's going to do it for us here on the Couch.
You hear a word I said, didn't you?
I did.
You didn't hear a word.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, you said something about the lights, and I.
No. What I said was, I said, be sure you tell all your people about the Powerfather channel, and then I have a show on it.
You already you plug it. You already did it. I messed up.
They can hear me. So I mean, look, I'm just saying. I promote you. You promote me. Come on, we help each other out here. Come on.
Yeah, you're on the screen. They can hear your voice. Check out the Podfather when he does his Podfather pig skin picks on Wednesday night because he don't want to miss Thursday. Hey, that was actually pretty good. I'll cut that and I'll send that over to you.
Okay, nice.
All right, we'll do it. Everybody have a good one. We're out of here. Everybody take care.